Oh shit! And we just go right to live, don't we? God damn it.
Yeah.
Hi everybody. My name is Trent, aka TD. I'm joined by the killer knowledgeable, or the knowledgeable killer, kind-hearted, kinda heartless Kitty.
Yes, but heartless.
And the terrific, talented TBreak.
3,
And my
2, 1.
and
Welcome to the Kingdom. Yeah.
I love that. I hope you said that.
yeah, we
That's
did,
loud.
and I'm not impressed. And I'm glad we're all here.
Hey.
Listen, I told y'all that this was going to be a big event, and then I don't know if you. I was just telling them the story about last night, and let me tell you what happened. So I knocked my e-cig off of the table, which I've done many times, and usually I'm okay, but every once in a while it drops at such an angle that hits the glass and I'm fucked, right? Breaks the glass. Now, and they're all different for some reason. There isn't a single a mod that you can buy where like one glass piece fits into a different model. Like for some reason they all have to be a different diameter and shape or whatever. So I have at least like 6 or 7 different like mods and pieces and coils and I have not enough to even put together like a working model, right? So it's like, all right, well, why don't you just get another one? Well, because I'm fucking I don't like to leave my house. I'm a hermit. I don't like to leave my house because COVID fucked me up and I don't have to now. I don't have to. And
it's
so
scary. There's scary things out there.
yeah. And so I go to look on Amazon and like if I can't get it from Amazon Prime, which is as fast. I don't know how it is for y'all, but like I can get shit. I've gotten stuff in like 4 hours before. Like, that's kind of nuts. Like they have like 4 to 8. They probably do down in Houston for Lexi too. I bet you he probably can get 2 to 4 if I were a betting man. It's probably like 2 hours. And so, but you can't buy fucking vape mods. I did see like a kit that might have pieces, but like my experience tells me that like you need to be very specific with sizes and such to get the right stuff. So what do I do instead? Right? What's the easier thing to do? Path of least resistance is order cigarettes. Like now I haven't smoked cigarettes in like 2 years. But like it's not for like some moral reason. I just like to vape better. I'll get down on cigarettes. So I order cigarettes. I don't have a lighter because I'm not a smoker, right? So I use the goddamn stove like a normal person would, right? Like it's a gas stove. That's what it's for, lighting cigarettes when you don't have a lighter. And the important part here is I'm a bachelor and I live as such. And so on one half of my stovetop is a stack of pizza boxes, right? And on the other side are the burners. Now, I don't know how in the world one of those left ones that got turned or bumped.
Yo, sorry to interrupt. Wax is pumping, eh?
Is it?
Yeah. Whole Bitcoin
That's
market's
good.
on the move. I think there's some rumors of a BlackRock ETF getting approved for Bitcoin.
Oh, word.
Just rumors. NFA.
Yeah, so they like I wasn't so bad for a while, but now I'm bad. Like now I'm bad. Dude. NFTs and NFTs on top, like Web3 on top of COVID, were like I have like serious psychological damage done now, but it's okay. So, anyways, I'm using my stove, and I accidentally somehow one of the burners that have a stack of pizza boxes gets. I don't even know if it got turned on. I think it was just leaking gas and maybe something kind of like Fight Club, just not as automatic, ignited it. And it's funny because I was sitting here and I almost texted Kitty. I'm like, sometimes I can smell food cooking, but it's like, it's not good food, but it's not bad food. I can just smell food, but I didn't. And then like maybe 20 minutes after that, like now I'm seeing like just like flashing. I look over and my fucking kitchen is ablaze. And so this is the second time this has happened to me. The other time I had taken I was making French fries. And so I put a frying pan full of vegetable oil on the burner, but on high, right? Like all the way up. And then I went back into my apartment bedroom, which is like down the hall and like very far away from the kitchen, like, at a audible range. And if you didn't know this, you can't leave oil sitting on at like 500 degrees.
No, five. Yeah.
That's just, who would even do that?
I just wanted it to heat up fast. I was going to come back to it, and that shit'll catch. And that it'll catch, and it'll be a lot. That did a lot more damage than this one did. This one was just cardboard burning. The oil one fucked things up. And so, but I made the mistake then, right, of grabbing the fire extinguisher, which I did not do this time. And I strongly advise you to only use a fire extinguisher if absolutely necessary. Don't be a bitch and grab for it, like, because there's a little tiny fire. Like if you can put it out, like if there's nobody's lives are being threatened, or like serious structural or property damage isn't being threatened, do not grab, like, because here we were talking about like an overhead microwave. Like that's all that was really getting burned. Smoke was leaking into into the neighbors, but whatever. Because you'll be cleaning up what that fire extinguisher puts out like for months, like literally for months. It was ridiculous. It coated everything, bro. Like everything in my apartment had a thin film of this shit on it. It was nuts.
I think maybe that's just how you used it, man. I've used them before. They're not that it's not. You're not throwing like a bomb. Like it's.
Bro, this was ridiculous, man. What color was yours when you used it? Maybe we have different ones here in the U.S.
What, like?
Yeah, look, they please me. Like, what color was the stuff that comes out of it?
Oh, it was white.
Yeah, so mine was like this yellowish greenish shit stuff, right? And like that.
Can they expire? I mean, did it?
No, I just think it was some different. Like, I think it was something different. Probably
I think
it was an apartment complex.
Big fire.
Probably,
I think it was a big fire, and you were scared, and so you were just going.
So that's the thing. No. So you missed. You missed.
Good on you, Rose.
No. But Rose, here's the thing. Like I was in an apartment complex, and so like they don't expire there because people get sued for tons of money if that's. Because I remember them coming and checking it prior to that. That's how I even knew where the fuck it was. I wouldn't have even known otherwise. They came and checked it, so it wasn't expired. And no, Kaz, here's the thing. Like there's this strange thing about my personality where like, and I'm sure you've witnessed like the small things, like small things I blow out of proportion. I get like irrationally upset about, but like this fire, like I did say god damn it, but like, bro, like when it's big things, it's just the opposite. Like there's no panic like I knew exactly what it is that I needed to do, and one of them was not touch that fucking fire extinguisher, get water on it, get flour on it, and I executed all of them, but I made one critical mistake. So I threw them into my sink, right? The cardboard pizza boxes into my sink, turned the water on, started spreading it on them while filling like one of these mixing bowls to put out some of the other stuff. And I thought I had doused the ones in the sink enough, and I was wrong. And I have a trash can that I moved up. I just told Kitty that I had moved my trash cans up, which is a whole different story that I should tell you all about. It's fucking
Yeah, he
neighbors.
wasn't
and
impressed with that one.
these HOAs, man. I'm telling you, man. Yo, so like my trash goes out Thursday, and I don't bring my cans up right away. Like whatever. Like who fucking does? Like who brings them down Wednesday night and brings them back up Thursday? If you do, you're a psychopath, and you're not normal. But I would agree that Sunday is probably a little bit like late, like a little too long. Maybe like they've been out there for 2 days, so they've been bringing them up to like they've been bringing them up for me, which I appreciate. Right, that's cool. One time it appeared on the other side of my gate. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm okay with this one. You kind of came on my property here, but whatever, bro. They were in my fucking garage this time, right? And so as soon as I got back inside, I Googled, is it? I didn't Google. I went to ChatGPT. Is it legal in Texas to shoot with the intent to kill someone who entered your garage without your prior knowledge or consent? Turns out I cannot fucking shoot somebody for that. At least they didn't recommend it, but it's passive aggressive as fuck. Like y'all are really like it's not a good deed anymore. Now y'all are just being passive aggressive about it. Anyway.
I mean, maybe your neighbors just thought you were like a frail old man and you need some help.
No, bro. Who's been doing it? They've been doing it. They've been progressively like passive aggressive on it. Like they would just bring it up, and then like now it's on the other side of the fence, and then now they like next thing they're gonna
next
put.
Thing
like,
you know, it's gonna be on your couch, hey?
Yeah, well, so I bring it right up to my door, so I don't have to walk that far to throw it out. And that's where the one was that I threw the pizza things, right? And so I threw the bags in there, everything, I open up the windows, the fucking house is filled with smoke, I'm airing it out. And then I sit back down and I type to Kitty, you wouldn't fucking believe how bad my night's going, blah, blah, blah. And like 20 minutes go by, bro, and I hear fucking sirens. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look to my left and there's another fucking blaze going, and this time it's the goddamn trash can. I'm like, oh, fucking kidding me. This time it's the goddamn trash can. So I run out there and I grab my hose and put it out, and the firemen come, and it was all very silly. I'm sorry that I wasted their time. I'm a little annoyed that somebody's watching my fucking house to see a fire in my backyard. Like it wasn't a huge fire; it was in the whole house. It was like it would have been like if I were burning trash, like legit just burning trash, or I had a bonfire going. Like you really shouldn't have fucking been looking that closely at my backyard. But it's whatever.
Oh, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad the microwave's okay this time as well.
Yeah, so outside I would have used it because that way I don't have to worry about cleaning shit up. So anyways, all that said, I had kind of a rough morning and afternoon, and I did fall asleep at some point. So this was all going back to like whether or not I was ready for tonight's stream. I'm not. I do have some time to be ready. So the crux of what we're dealing with today is the 8th of October, and this is the day where the next epic or the next tokenomic structure is rolled out. And for the most part, I know how that's going to work. And in fact,
it's already been rolled out. We're talking about something in the past.
No. We got I got like 3 hours.
October. It's a 16th.
Oh, right. It was 8 days after the 8th, right? So I'm sorry. So the 8th was when it ended, and there was 8 days after that. So there was an 8-day reprieve to get your shit together. Maybe I can make it 8 days and 8 hours. That would work. Yeah, 888. Yeah, because it can't be 88. That's illegal. So it's got to be All right. Let it be written. Let it be done. 8 weeks on is what it was. No. 8. What was it? 8 months.
That was mine, Lex.
Yeah, because the last one was January 8th. I referenced it in our tokenomics channel. Yeah, it was January 8th is when the previous one started, and that should be roughly 8 months, I think. Or is 9-8? Help me out here, Kaz. Maybe it was February. I don't know. It was 8 months on, and then I feel like there might have been breaks in between there somewhere also. I'll have to look at it again. Regardless, it brought us to this date today is where it needs to start. But we're going to give it an extra 8 hours after 12. So by 8 a.m. my time is when the next one will start. And that's good because I'm going to need to talk to Ryu about getting it started anyways, right?
There's no rush, right? There's no rush. Roll it out when you're 100% on it, right?
Well, so I hear you, but there's something to be said about accountability, and my accountability
trust
is
me, you're good, TD.
pathetic. And
well, you're still here. You know what I mean? That's better than 99.9% projects in the space. That's how I look at it, man. So it's
did you see the most recent one? Gods and Legends. Did you see that?
Yeah. So it's like, you know what, man? You're still showing up at your post. Like that's you're good.
Yeah, and Kitteeh
there's no rush on this stuff, right?
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for tolerating me for 9 months or however long it's been. That's, I think, almost a new record. Sandy has, I think, actually the all-time record. I think he might be at like a year and a few months. So if you can hack it till like March, you'll have. How funny! Officially, you're the person who could work with me the longest. How funny!
Me?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
And he did not leave for that reason. That is funny to think, though. He's doing great. He's going to be out of the. He's leaving for Costa Rica tomorrow. He's going to go set us up a Costa Rican business that we can do some. We can make wax. I told him to register the business name Wax 2.
Call it the Wax Museum.
Wax 2. Oh shit. Yeah, it's been since like October. Yeah, it's been like a year. All right, let me get into what. All right, so so the first question you probably have, y'all notice that your drip stopped. It did stop. It stopped on the 8th. I told Ryo to just put it on a timer on the 8th, stop it. So it's been 8 days. But that's kind of why if you've noticed, like the airdrops that I've given out or like the birthday ones, they've been significantly larger. And they've also gone to people who I would deem significant, right? And I know that that's very subjective and judgmental and maybe even offensive to some people, but that's how things are going to be. It's not going to be subjective. It'll be objective measurements, right? But the tokenomic structure beyond NFTs that were bought, so any of them that were paid for, like well, the architect ones were the first, and then the Fede, the Stux, and there will be opportunities to purchase others. Any of those, which will likely all be on the NFTG collection, I think we're going to limit to those for now. But we're going to talk with Kaz a little bit about what possible changes we can make for all of those other NFTs, like the Metaforce ones and other relevant ones that are just on different collections. How we can better manage those here in a bit. Those will continue to get dripped through the next epic, right? Because maybe not the same rate, but they will continue to get a drip. Now, the bulk of the distribution, which we didn't even go through, we can take a look here. we didn't even go through 1%, which I'm glad we didn't, because the token has stayed. I feel like everything considered, which there's a lot to consider. Pretty fucking good, dude. Like I don't know. Like I'm really proud of y'all that have contributed to the LP. I'm like really proud of. I have data that I've gotten from Waka, and yeah, like look at that. Like we're 9,000.
What's the distribution of the token? Is it 100% for the trip?
No, dude. No, I don't know what that question means. Can you ask it again?
The distribution of token, like what percent is for the holders? What percent is
So
for
I put
the
1%
team, for
into,
marketing, advising, and all that?
yeah. So I just took out 1% and I put it into a distro.nftg. So we got distro.nftg, and I believe that one has like 33,000 in it right now. But
What's the
this
max
one,
supply?
so the more important number would be what has been issued so far. The max supply is all eights, so it's 8 to the left, 8 to the right.
So what?
So 88,888 point.
So 88 million, is that the number we're working with?
Correct, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
The issued amount is 1% of that, which would be, well, so I only went through, like, this was all eights here. It was 888,000, I think.
Right.
Yeah. 888,888. And we didn't even come close to touching that. We've only gotten out like what? Like less than that, dude.
Okay.
A very small amount. Which is, I think that's a good thing. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, not particularly. Just I guess I just need to see some number, like a file, like a white paper kind of thing about a token. I guess the bigger question is, well, why does the token exist at all? What's the purpose behind it?
Well, we're going to start getting into that here pretty soon. So I don't know if you knew this. If you were to look at this contract, that's a great question to ask, especially if somebody just issues their token. But to go back further than this. So yeah, February 22. Yeah. And I think that we just finally started minting and distributing it. Like it was almost a full year. It might have been a full year from the point of creation to when we first distributed it. And then the immediate use case was to reward our community with a way for them to buy the giveaway ticket system, which was something that Sandy had thought up and had largely funded himself and incentivized community participation. And it was just a lot of fun to do. It gave people the opportunity to not only win those tickets, but to use the token to get more of those tickets, and it worked pretty well. There are several other coming soon, and I'll tell you about them. I'll tell you all about them very, very soon. One of them I'm particularly excited about because I feel like that there's finally a technology that can support it, like make it so that there's no discrepancies in the way things worked. And I feel like there's been products in the past, like this isn't an original idea, but I feel like the product that was the original idea didn't have the technology that we have, and they also didn't have Web3, which is a better way to do it. And I think that it's going to be, it's another like gambling, like another little fucking vice thing, like addictive. Like if you look at the reviews, yeah, if you look at the reviews for this particular site that I'm talking about, why am I at the top? Like there's people warning other people about how addicting it is. And like as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yes, like I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take advantage of people's.
It's a gotcha. I mean, that's what it is, right? Do you know what a gotcha is?
I mean, I guess through context. No, tell me.
Okay, a gotcha game. It's like it's where you have pack openings, like this sort of gambling kind of mechanics
Right.
to get rewards and game items. That's like a whole subgenre.
Right.
It's called a gotcha game. So that's just a gotcha.
It's
a proven strategy, right? All of the entire Web3 space is just gotchas.
Yeah. And so, it's funny that you mentioned that, because like I'm sitting here thinking, like, what I've always preached about as far as tokenomics, because I just asked you what something meant. Like I'm not a tokenomics guy. Like I understand how DeFi works. I understand how to move crypto around and enough to when things are good to make a fucking pile of money, and when things are bad to stay the fuck away from it. But beyond that, I don't get involved like Max from Neon Space does. Like that dude's a fucking genius when it comes to it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not really speaking on much experience here, but my observations tell me that if you're not adding some sort of intrinsic value into your economy, right, and like there is no utility really that I've seen on any project. Like giving people NFTs from your same collection isn't utility, because when your collection, utility is my definition of utility is providing something of value, whether it be a service or a good or an entertainment, like something of value.
I mean, it's just functionality, right? If you can spend it, it does like
that's maybe a raw definition of it. Like, but you could spend. Like I wouldn't say my dollars have utility. That's
sure they do.
Yeah, but that's not what we mean when we say it. We say it in Web3. Like you can use like every token has utility then, because you can use them all to buy other tokens. You know what I mean? Like,
well, no, that's just swapping on DEX. That's a functionality of a swap.
You can't change it because of what you're buying. If you're using it to purchase something, I don't think that you can say, "Oh no."
It's not just for purchasing; it's for like spending on things within an ecosystem that you've built. Does that make sense? As opposed to
right, and that's what I'm refuting as utility, because when that ecosystem goes down, so does your economy. Your game economy is tied to the value. So here's an example of, so like our giveaway ticket system, right? Like it's very unique in that the value of those tickets are in our control, because they're not dependent on a single collection's value. Like if terraformers, and this would never happen, right? Like if they rug pulled, right? What's the value of those NFTs? Like the shit, right? We've had like 3 or 4 projects that were in our giveaway wallet rug pull, and we just get rid of them and we adjust. And so
yeah, but well, what if NFTG rug pulls, right?
Right. So that's not like, I haven't given it utility yet. Giving it utility would be giving the token holders an opportunity to extract the value that is beyond the scope of just the project. Like an example would be like movie tickets or VIRL or something of of value outside of the project, like just not more project crap, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like like that guac project on Solana that trade up cards is so fond of. Their token can be used to enter into raffles to win digital like DLC content or whatever, right? Oh yeah, and they're back to backs. That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
here's how I look at it. Tokens are a smart contract, and
Mhm.
then you use your smart contract to interact with other smart contracts. It's just an ecosystem. That's it. You know, you're trying to look beyond it and like looking at it in terms of like utility and stuff. Like it's part of a bigger picture. You know, and that's just well, are there a collection or like a suite of smart contracts that communicate with each other, you know, in a cohesive manner? And that's really what utility is. At least on the blockchain side of things, you can have
In your
non.
opinion,
Well, that's the objective. That's like the objective definition of it. You know, when people say like, does an NFT have utility? They're asking, is there a like a cohesive, you know, ecosystem of functionality, or is this just a standalone thing?
Kitty, what are your thoughts on it? Have you been following? I asked you right as you put something in your mouth. I noticed that. I'm sorry.
Not nice, man.
I know. Can you define what utility means to you? How do you view projects like Drawn Company and the things that they do in terms of utility? Because I know that I had a conversation with Funny Guy, and he's got a very interesting he's got a actually really fucking cool way of defining his utility. I don't know if you know what it is, but I was like, yo, you know what, man? Like I feel that, and I think that I'm about that too. Like for real. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, actually. I know that like a lot of his
He
utility for
said,
some of them,
I'm the
like
fucking utility. Like I'm the utility. Like I'm gonna make funny stuff and you're gonna like it. I'm like, and it
Yeah,
was just
but every project founder is the utility of their project, right?
no.
Why not? Why not? If I'm working, there is no
Project
utility. If
founders,
the CEO doesn't work in their company, it's like there is no utility at all, right?
yeah, but have you found like are we talking business? Or are we talking Web3 wax?
Both. I mean, every founder is part of the utility of the project. Unless the project's like 100% done, like Bitcoin, you launch it, and then it's like, well, then that's not the case. But if it's a live service, then yeah, the founder is part of the utility of the project.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think of that, Kitty? What do you think of to my first question? I'm sorry, I went and pulled the mic away from you. I'm sorry.
utility to me has been up to use the NFT or it gives me some kind of benefit from it.
Some sort of benefit. Can you elaborate on the benefit? Does it have any boundaries or constraints, or does it just have to be a benefit? Doesn't matter what.
Yeah, I guess so. Just any benefit.
What does the audience
Like,
think? Let's put up a poll here.
if I get something from it, I'll keep it.
I don't know that I can put up a open-ended poll, which is stupid.
You can.
I don't know that we see eye to eye on this, Kaz, but you know what? It actually doesn't. We're not too far off anyway, as far as like, because I feel like we definitely meet up into the point where the definition of what like the value part is. But
Sure.
I've been of the opinion that if you are not adding value, like so, there's what's known as a zero sum game, right? And for those
Yeah.
of you who don't know what a zero sum is, it means that in order for me to win, in order for me to profit, in order for me to do well, somebody has to do bad. Somebody has to lose. That's a zero sum. And that's what Web3 has been since day fucking one, in my opinion.
No, it's been substantially
I know
negative.
that it hasn't been, but
It's been substantially negative. Some do you think about like gas fees and all that? Dude, people
Oh,
on
there you
ETH
go.
get eaten alive because of gas fees. And even on Wax, you trade on secondary marketplaces. It's like while we're trading amongst each other and our fees are going like 2% goes to like the Wax DeFi thing. The Wax team has like 900 mil Wax that's staked and it generates 200K Wax a day. So it's like our trading results in Wax being burnt and then they just accumulate more and more through the staking. So it's like Wax is like and like the entire ecosystem is very negative sum overall, but it's like that's not particularly holding things back, because there are much bigger like gaming projects that exist that like sort of prove that even in a negative sum ecosystem, people participate if the project's good enough, right? You look at CS:GO, they did like pretty much like $1 billion in just pack openings, and it's like you lose money 99% of the time, something like that, whenever you open a pack, but people still open them, right?
What
So,
Mr.
sorry if that
Doctor said
derailed
is
you.
what I was trying to say. Like, if it does something for me, it's utility.
Yeah, also it's like you can't promise profit. That's like if you do that, that's literally security, you're gonna get questioned, It's just a matter of time.
Oh shit! I better take that tweet down.
Yeah, literally every single
Bro,
project that's doing royalty splits, like that's operating as a security. It's like a matter of time before that gets
Yeah. So like I've known that, and I've seen one that was particularly egregious. I think it might have been NFT drafts, although I like those guys now; they're dope. But I didn't realize they were from like the U.S. too. I'm like, bro, like what are you doing? Like they had one on Nifty, bro. Like it was an IPO. Like it was a fucking IPO on Nifty. Like I shit you not. I'll have to show it to you. It was wild. Here, there's a poll up. Go vote on that. Question is, do you consider NFTs tokens from the same collection as utility? Like, so if you're receiving them, whether you're staking, do you consider that to be utility?
Yes. Yeah. Right? It's functionality within the ecosystem, right?
So is it illegal where though? Here or in Germany? Or where is Wombat? Are
Like
they in Germany?
everywhere, isn't it illegal?
No.
Yeah, but you know
I
what?
don't think that's illegal.
I don't give a shit, really. I'm not gonna even front like I do. Like I hear Creati's concern, and I probably should. And when it comes down to it, Sandy isn't gonna let me do anything too stupid, anyways. He's always gonna err on the side of caution, though. He's gotten more brazen. Oh yeah. Gotcha. I've funnily have been quoted as saying like listen, I'm not trying to offer any securities here. All I'm saying is if you invest your money with me, I promise you that you will expect a profit derived.
That is literally a security. You cannot do that.
You derive from
That's literally a security
of our common enterprise. Like I went through like
okay.
Yeah, I went through all four prongs of the Howey test in
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. No, I obviously I don't want I don't know what I would want, man, because I can tell you what, like if we got sued by the SEC or served what are they called? The thing that Coinbase got served, the fuck was that called again?
Yeah, basically the Grim, don't be trying to invite the Grim Reaper to come knocking, you know what I mean? Because they're looking to put their thumb down on anyone these days.
There's a name for it. God damn it. What was it called?
Chris said, is that like the chicken or egg type thing?
Wells notice, right? I would love for that SEC. Like if they served us a Wells notice, like I would make sure that y'all got like fucking like 50x on whatever you have. Like go ahead and give me that kind of publicity and watch what I do with it. Like, yeah. Oh, so that's and you know what? This has been criticized some because it says that it's been putting pressure, but I don't care. And Lex, if that's something that you would like to help me with, at least corralling those and maybe even helping vetting the projects that deserve those benefits, right? Because what I would do is, which I need to do, but like for example, you know, like Novo's one of them, and even though Creati refuses to put in Novo rewards on his end, it's okay because we don't need him to. We can go ahead and put project NFTV rewards on our side. This is the wrong account. And still incentivize that LP. And then now there's a way to get from one to the other. Is the project utility for the token? No, I'm just kidding, Creati. I'm just fucking with you. Is the project utility for the token or is the token utility for the project? That's a good question.
That's a timeout. That's we're gonna have to do a little huddle in the back trying to answer that one.
Time out.
All right. So anyways, I say all of this to say for the last 6 or 7 months, and I think that Kaz is a shining example of this as well, and which is what you should be looking for, in my opinion, as a quote unquote investor, is what is the founder of the project doing to add value to their economy and their tokens, right? And I can tell you that what Kaz does is, well, he fucking develops everything himself. He's a fucking beast, and he's building it all himself, and so he's not wasting resources on shitty third-party devs that are being taken advantage of in some, you know, corrupt fucking third world, you know, bullshit system, right? Like, trust me, hiring good devs is one of the most frustrating experiences, right? And that's why I for the most part prefer to not do the same, right? Working with Jaws has been the fucking best thing that happened as far as like my dev wise this year.
Yeah, man. Jaws seems solid, man. He's solid for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, there isn't anything that I feel like I could ask that he doesn't like legit know the answer and the path forward with. Although we don't necessarily agree on everything all the time, but it's still good. So Kara, hey dude, you can jump in here too, man. I think I said that, but I didn't invite everybody. But you're always welcome.
Creati, I back that sentiment. The way at least
No
I have it
pressure
set up
either.
for my project is people are participating in the development of like new technology, experimental technology. And it's like I'm trying to deliver like a fun experience. You have the potential to make profit, but it's like I'm not there to decree whether you will or you won't. You know, that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is just to deliver the technology.
Right.
And that you can rely on, you know. And it's like you have these game assets, well, you can interact with that technology.
Right.
If you have fun, you make profit along the way, even better, you know. But I make no promise. I can't.
So, yeah. So I feel like even though I disagree with everything that the SEC stands for and just their just hypocritical overreaching and everything they do, like it makes me want to just resist because of that. Like, but I do understand at the same time that, like, you know, the regulations that come along with securities would have probably prevented quite a few heartbreaks and thefts of people's funds, had there been just some checks and balances put in place. But at the same time, like, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. NFTs and FTs are either securities or they're not. So you can't say insider trading if they're not securities. There's no such thing. Although that might be being tested right now in that
I think you can. I think
in
you
that
can.
what you would call it case, that open sea where the guy was
Yeah, exactly.
unknowingly-
That was the exact thing I was thinking of.
yeah, like that might be tested. But for the most part, like the shit that the Wall Street has to do or can't do, that's widely being done in Web3. Like I do it myself. Like, hey, like y'all might want to buy like if NFTV is low right now, you might want to buy it because I'm about to like fucking change some shit up. It's gonna be kind of crazy. And
It's
it'll
gonna be crazy, man. You gotta
it'll
all
probably
in.
spike like 5%, and y'all can make it a decent. Like I'm not allowed to do that. Like that's not okay to do. But like I did just say that though. So the value that I'm looking to add back into our ecosystem is going to come in the form of reusable code and functionality, and helping creators create and filling gaps in not only the EOSIO space that I've noticed that are not even gaps, dude. They're fucking chasms. It's atrocious how bad some of the things are that I've seen, and I can give you a perfect example. Right, and so I don't know if y'all have seen the Neon app that I had built for them. So this was like the first custom profile functionality thing that I created, right? So this is our VIRL blend, right? So it's blend virtual into real. And what you have here is, so you have their blend token, which is these here. So 2 of these, you got your burn arrow, and then you get a stamp that says VIRL on it, which means I must be getting something in snail mail. What is that? It's an actual sticker. So you're going to be blending something to get a physical item back. And this is all handled without, like, kind of like almost trustlessly. You go through Shopify to provide your address. So your address doesn't touch the NFTG site. The only thing that the NFTG site has is your email that you logged in with when you first logged in through your social. So whatever email that was associated with, that's where you will get your Shopify code email. So you can see, like right now, if I were to click blend, it's going to say you're about to burn these 2. Are you sure? You can say pick reprieve or burn them. I'm going to burn them. We'll double check it here. And then we do a little back video.
Yeah.
That was really loud.
I almost died, dude. That was so loud.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know why it was so loud. And then you can see your email sent. Please check support from email. And this is actually going to be a real code. So shit. I guess I can give this away though. Like I technically bought those. So does anybody want one of these stickers? First person to say yes can, or we'll do a grubfish for it. Never mind. Fuck y'all greedy motherfuckers.
Grubfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I brought mine the moment they came out.
Yeah. So my point being is now that this has been built, it can be extended to not only include additional blends, which I did earlier this week. I didn't scroll down there, but Epoch to define an epic for me. EPOCH.
Oh, an epoch? It's like just a
Anybody else
duration
there?
of time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was super loud. I'm very
Oh,
sorry about that.
oh, God. It scared me. I'm in game right now. That was quite disorienting. Yeah, it's just like a period of time. It could be any period of time. Usually, it's like a longer period of time, like several weeks
Yeah.
at least. Yeah.
Oh, that was the wrong place to put it. Ha, how funny. All right, now go. Sorry. Keep preaching, everybody. Y'all gotta start over. There we go. I'm the first one in. Just pull this out. So there's a fuck things up. All right, let's go see if this worked. I'll head over to email. I'll go over to support.
Ow.
Bitch.
Oh.
I forgot to reset this. Right, so here's my email from oh shit. I shouldn't show you this. Don't look at that. If anybody steals that, fucking hurt you. That was the email, right? So you get an email and now they don't have to worry about it. They were doing it manually. This can work for a lot of things. In fact, blending the email, to my knowledge, hasn't been done by anybody. And it's like, well, why? Like, why? Again, I know the answer is probably because either A, I'm wrong and it has been done and I just haven't done enough research to find it, or it's too early, or people are fucking lazy. Like, why do hard stuff when like the money's in the easy, like cheating stuff? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. This took me longer than it should have, but it's built now and it's extendable now. Oh, this is their landing page too. So this is what a premium, not premium. This is what a collector profile or creator profile will look like, designed by you. Yo, Sean in the house. What up, Sean?
Yo.
I did this amazing effect that I'm really proud of. And then we're going to do some Twitch stuff here at the bottom. And
Are you utilizing multiple?
Oh my god.
who was that? Yeah, blending to a physical item. Yep.
Espresso.
Right. And so on this screen here, so this is where I was going with everything. So this is a marketplace, essentially. It's a marketplace UI, and it's the only thing that stands between you and the 1% that you lose every time you buy and sell something. Really is what it boils down to. There's literally no reason why we should have been paying 1% on everything that we bought and sold to Atomic Hub so that Jonah can go retire at age 25 to go play poker in Costa Rica for the rest of his days. Because there was definitely other, like, you could pay yourself that, like, and that's what I'm going to hopefully empower everyone to do.
Well,
Whether
that fee is for the UI experience that you're providing, right? Well, that they're providing. That's why Atomic Hub has like the highest volume as the best.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Now there's going to be a free option for that. So we'll see whose UI is better. Anyway,
UI is king, right?
Huh?
UI is king. Once it comes to using the
Who
product,
is
UI
this?
is king.
This fucking Go Cowboys bullshit. Ban this person. What are you
They're
doing?
winning.
this fucking
It's the
hate
last
speech
minute.
in my Twitch channel. Are you kidding me, bro? um, so when you click on this little down caret here, default marketplace, and no, like actually, it's just alphabetically. There's nothing preferential whatsoever about who has been selected here. You know, comes before NEF, NEF comes before NEO, then the NFTG comes after NEO, and it comes before NFTH, right? And so, and you can only fit 4. Wombat clearly starts with a W, so this is exactly who should be on this list if there were only 4. And you can choose whichever one you want to support. And there will eventually be a way for you to just create your own and just support yourself. Like save 1% on everything that you buy and sell. There's no reason, like that's how the contracts are set up. They're designed that way. For people who don't know the answer to this, right? So the CTO of Wax has bragged about there being 440,000 daily active users on Wax. And we know that number is probably closer to like 10K at its peak. It's probably like maybe 1 to 2K right now. But
no, it's much higher than 10K at its peak. At its peak, it's actually around like 100K, but like it's usually around like 1% of that, like 4 to 5K people, I think.
Okay.
It is,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
like without a doubt right now, there is like a massive botnet that's being reported as like active users.
Yeah. All right. So that said, those numbers said, and people who don't know the answer to this, take a guess at how many registered marketplaces there were the last that I looked, which was like a week ago. So like we're talking like 5-6 digit number users at least, right? Right, Kaz? Like between what you said and what I said 10K, you said 100K. It don't matter. Meet in the middle. We'll say 50K.
Top of the market, it's like 100K users.
Yeah. Okay. Say 100K users. How many of those people do you think registered a marketplace, which is free? It costs nothing to do, and all you need is a wallet and a name for your marketplace. So you need 3 things. You need to know how to register it. You need a wallet, and you need a name for your marketplace. Whoever can guess that, I'll be right back.
100?
I said for people who don't know.
I don't know.
But you're wrong anyway.
TD's going to ban us. Yeah, he really can't ban me.
Less than 200.
I know this, but I can't say it because I know the answer.
Yeah. Give me some guesses. I'll be right back. Person that gets closest to the actual number, which we can go look it up pretty easily, wins that much NFTV. And when we get back, I'll tell you more about what the new tokenomics, and I can talk some about what Sean has helped me with, and I still haven't really touched on what Kaz is advising on, or what I consider him to be a foremost expert on, which is quite a few things. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
Well, I can't get banned for my hat. Yep. I'll just keep wearing it. How are you, Sean?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm all right now. No, I've been trying to draw up a lot of game assets for Kid and Run. So I'm going to switch it right up.
Oh, yeah.
So
You
yeah,
started
that's what I've
with
been
the Unity stuff.
Yeah, but then I was like, I don't want my cat to go in there and look completely different to the graphics inside the game. So I have to redo all the graphics as well, which is all right, but I can do that.
Why don't you make it so that, do you have it exported as SVG or something like that, which is, or PNG, either one of those?
They've got to be PNGs going there.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, PNG
I've
is
got the
as
cat
long
in
as
there and I've got him able to move and stuff, but it's just all the backgrounds and stuff. It's a totally different style of graphics.
got it.
So yeah.
Yeah, I got a bad hair day, but we can.
You
we
need
can
my
just-
hat.
Yeah, I need your hat. I'll steal it all the way from somewhere.
Oh, oh, sorry.
Yeah, so
was
the
gonna say
hint
something.
is you can go to the contract atomic market to check what the answer is. So TD
What
is
was
not
the
here, so he
question?
won't know. How many registered markets are there right now on atomic
For
marketplace?
wax.
Yeah, for wax. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So I can tell you who looks to be the closest. Either Chris or Lex.
You might want to check because a lot of people might have created a few marketplaces right now because after your stream last time.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it like 100 X's.
I don't think it'll 100x because you cannot create unless you own the main wallet that is like your own custom wallet. You cannot create a marketplace.
What do you mean? You can't do it with a WAM?
You cannot do the WAM. You need to own WAM to create anything with.
That's not true. Look, right here.
25? Is it 25? I don't know. It's probably more.
Oh, okay. Then you cannot name it WAM. Then you'll have to name it something else. That's what it.
Yeah, it's like a collection and stupid like that.
Okay.
That's the same thing with the collection, though. You can
Oh, you cannot
not
make
have
it.
the wallet, use the 12-letter name, and not own the wallet, and then
Yeah, you
and
cannot create like, let's say my wallet is lbaq.wam. I cannot use that as marketplace name because I do not own WAM. Yeah. That's stupid though.
yeah. So it's 159. So we had 180 and 120. So it's
Chris
39,
went and checked the contract, pretty sure.
21, right?
Hmm.
Can
With
someone
180.
let me know what Gods and Legends was? What was that whole product about? I don't know if they rugged, but
It's a rug, dude. Chris is closest. All right, dude.
is it the one where they had the pictures that sort of like went like this? You know what I'm talking about? The one kind of went like that, and
It was a cartoony one. I know that much.
yeah. Did they rename to like from like Chibis or something? I might be getting projects
Oh.
mixed up here.
Maybe. Chris, what's your wallet? Yeah, like go talk to Kaz about active development and ask him what his expenses. Like, fuck y'all, man. Come talk to me about active development. And like, I know that we're like it's a very pretentious thing for both Kaz and I to say because we don't have to fucking work full-time jobs. We can just do what we want to do and code all day long. And that's what we choose to do. And not everybody's blessed with that. And I am thankful that I am able to do that.
Facts.
But even if I would still fucking I would find a few hours a week, and that's active development. I'm sorry. Like, it just is. It's I don't want to do this anymore, is what it is. Don't tell me about expenses and shit. You don't need none of that. I mean, and Cass can attest to that. How much does it take for you to run Terraformers, or does it pay for itself?
It's $250 a month. That's what it comes down to. And then I like feed myself and just like it's less than 10K a year. I feed and like myself and run the whole project and everything. So
Right.
but that is like, some people might feel that like because like if I worked a minimum wage job, I could probably make more money than I am making on Terraformers. Right now I'm not making really anything. But it's like that's just what like building a business is about, It takes a long time, man. It takes like
yeah.
Like even right now, small businesses, 90% of them fail after 5 years, right? So
And
for
Lex
anyone,
puts in more time than would be needed. Like if all Lex, if he just took the time that he was spending right now, and where I've seen him spend time elsewhere, and apply that to his project would be fine. Like it would be the downtime, sure, and he probably wouldn't be scaling, but nobody should be scaling right now anyway. Everybody should be fucking building. It's just such a cop out, and it's just not
the thing
about.
is, if you have multiple people on your team and people they got bills to pay, like maybe not everyone's okay. Not everyone will settle for like not making money for like 1 or 2 years, right? There's no guarantee that it's going to pay off after like let's say 90%.
Yeah, no, I get
So-
that, right, and it's why I've always favored dev-led teams, developing founders, and like, and if you look around the landscape now, that's basically all we have left, right? Like it's like people who are like developing their projects themselves because they're a developer, right? I got, I mean, Green Rabbit switched from a non-dev led org to a dev led org, just to save itself from extinction, right? And I think that I can't think of a single one. Maybe Novo's the only successful one too. Forsaken and Novo, but they're outliers. They don't count.
Yeah, because so Forsaken mostly and Novo, they do have. I mean, at least Forsaken is kind of led by devs because I think
Yeah.
members are in tech, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah, Brandon's a dev. So
I mean,
Brandon's a dev.
Brandon
He's not
is
actively
dev
developing.
adjacent, but yeah, that is kind of yeah. And Novo is currently just entering the market. I think it's a 1 year. I think it's something like that. So we might see that. We don't know how it'll pan out, but yeah, hopefully they do well.
Well, there you go. So yeah, co-founder. So boom, there you go. They do count.
Yeah.
I hope I'm doing this right. This looks weird because the whole balance is there. But Lux, if I send you all of that, please send it back. I think I'm only sending you 180. Yeah. All right.
You see, I think Atomic Up has a token transfer now. You can use that.
Yeah, you could use that. That is much easier. And pretty sure even Taco has the wallet send.
Yeah. I'll write my own here pretty soon. All right, let's get this
think
grub
it's
on,
super-
and I can show y'all some more shit. So,
Mhm.
y'all ready? Are you in? Everybody in? Three, two, one, go. Boom.
Oh, snap.
We don't play any games tonight, or we're just trying to do business.
We can play games after it. 100%.
Yeah. After.
There's a few more things I need to get through, and then I probably got like an hour maybe that I can devote to playtime. Then I got to get back on the grind. All right, Walter. All right, so y'all are probably like, why are we getting tickets, or we're not getting tickets, or why are we even doing this? So let me just address that right now. So the ticket system, if I didn't have this fire, and if I didn't have to do a bunch of physical activity, I probably would have been able to stay awake. I did not. I fell asleep in my chair again, and it just sucks when that happens because it's like I have no control over it. My body just says fuck off and goes to sleep. And I don't know. I was out for a lot longer than I wanted to be. So I didn't get to close the loop on it, but it is very close. And let me show you where we're at with it. So the biggest change is, first of all, I don't know if y'all have gotten any of the commemorative NFTs, like collab ones, giveaway tickets that we did. There's been several, at least a dozen, I think. And some of you might have noticed that, like, when you would go to the redeem site, like it would show the wrong image or whatever. And my response was like, yeah, whatever, just burn it, whatever. So that's not going to be the case anymore. Now you'll be able to not only see each ticket individually, but you'll be able to see statistics on each ticket, and how many of each you own, how many have been burned, what's the EV average on them, all of that. And why this wasn't done sooner is because of what huge pain in the ass it was. Because if you guys didn't know this, so there's 3 templates that are used for giveaway tickets. There's the original, which is the normal NFT Gamer TV ticket. Then there's the kitty ones, the kitty treats. They're on their own separate template. And then there's this commemorative one. It's kind of like just a generic ticket, and it has a mutable image attribute, right? So the image can be changed, and that's how we get all of these different images. We got the possum kitties one, we got the white dragon one. The Elvape is one of my favorites. The Warsaken ones, of course, the Novo is probably my favorite because just of how quickly I got it done and how good it came out. I thought it's got pretty colors, and so when you click into it now, you can. These numbers aren't exactly right, but here's the thing: like, this data is actually coming from somewhere. It's no longer static data, and I'm excited about that. I'll be able to pull that EV per redemption here pretty soon. I just need to run some more numbers and do some calculations, but you'll see your inventory and you'll be able to redeem them all individually. And if there's any for sale, you'll be able to find them, because to my knowledge, there's no way to actually go find them on the marketplace other than to scroll through and look for them, which is stupid, right? And so we have all of those laid out now, including just the main ones. Still some formatting things and design things. This is not going to be the final look of it, but the important thing to know is that it's almost done. I can close this out. This should have been tested before the stream. It really should have been, because we're that close right now. Like, I know for a fact that it's connected and working. Like, if I were to look at those colors, don't those look dope? This is by far my favorite color combo. But if I were to go to one that I know where I have one, like, it's that fast. It's a bad example because auto signs, and so that was that.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry, TD. I was saying that there is a template where you can fetch the gradients from the image and make that the background for if you want that code.
Is there? Yeah, I'd love to see that. Yeah, I knew that there was code. I just did it. I did it all myself because, like, this one was the hardest one, and I did the colors backwards, and I said, "Fuck it, it looks good backwards."
I mean, it still looks good.
And if you notice what's in the middle there is a gold ticket. Only one of them have ever been issued to Mount Doobie. That will not be the only one. Y'all will need to figure out the mystery behind the golden ticket and what it rewards and all of that. But this is about ready to go, and I'm sure you're super excited about that. And one of the things that is going to be introduced when this is rolled out, which is part of the reason why all of these changes were made to begin with, the whole thing is being revamped. So there's going to be there's going to be some scoring involved here. So first and foremost, there's going to be a specific pool that I would say 99% of people aren't eligible for, including all of you, I would imagine, in this stream. It's going to be the pile of trash that got sent back from our planet into Sandy and I's wallet. That's going to go into a special account called the shit pile. And I would say that, like 99.9% of people will have a 0% chance of pulling from there. And you'll either have a 0% chance or a 100% chance, and that's it. It'll be binary. How do you get on that special 100% list? Well, you're going to have to score really, really poorly in some of the metrics and in ways that would be irrefutable. And I can give you a good example of it. One of the things that I would have to check I would check, I didn't have to, that I would check when I was looking at fraud cases for Dell is like the email domain, because there's a lot of them out there. They could be anything, it could be Gmail, or it could be at nftg dot whatever, right? And so you do need to look into what that domain is, because there are quite a few, like, quote unquote, disposable email domains. And I can just tell you from personal experience, having used disposable email domains, they're never once did I say, hey, like, I'm doing something completely honest and innocent here and totally legal and legit and moral and above board, but I'm going to use this disposable. Like, it's bullshit. If anybody ever tries to like give you a privacy excuse, like, it's fucking bullshit, bro. Like, don't give me that. It's fucking disposable. There's privacy emails, and then there's disposable emails. They're two different things. If you're using a disposable email, that's like 100% shit pile pull. I'm gonna give you a disposable NFT. Period. Like, that's how that works, right? Another thing would be if you're on the ban list. So I'm not going to not issue. Well, maybe I am. Which, I guess, while I'm on the subject of ban lists, I probably ought to tell you all something if you didn't know. Don't use the disposable email. You're not going to get an NFT out of the giveaway wallet. We're going to use the trust score, but not exclusively. There's going to be negative detractors or negative, like, liabilities. There's going to be positive attributes or whatever, benefits. How would you word it? I don't know. I forget how I worded it. And then there's going to be redeeming actions, right? And so if you do a negative thing, like, it's not like the end of the world and you can't fix it. Like, you can offset it with like one or two, probably more than one redeeming action. It's something that I kind of stole from like a gala thing that they do for the node owners. And just to give you an example of one would be, like, let's say you were in the Discord, but you left the Discord. So, like, that's going to be negative, right? And so, let's say it's a negative of, like, I don't know, just arbitrary number. That's negative 100 points, right? It might be the longer that you've been there or the more interactions also. Like, it might be variable, because I very much feel like that would be relevant. So what would be your redeeming action for that? Like, rejoining it? Nah, like, that's not good enough. Like, you shouldn't have fucking left in the first place. Like, server boosting for 3 months, like, yeah, maybe. Like, I got, and I'm gonna let Kitteeh and a few other people, Sammy, probably Kaz and Jaws and Dr. Mister and Chris and Lex and OP and um, all of the VPs, Mount Doomy, all of these people like weigh in on, because I think that my redeeming actions are likely going to be very, very harsh, because the ones that I've written down right now make me angry. So maybe I need to have somebody say, yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, for example, like if you're on the ban list, like the redeeming action. Anyway, OP, did you see it? Oh, okay, Kitty. Can you tell? We can skip to Kitty's part really quickly. Can you
I
tell
don't
the
have
people?
any part. Please don't. Please don't. No, I don't have any
Okay.
part right now. I haven't gotten any far.
Okay.
I talked about it before.
Okay. My bad. Did you tell me
Sorry,
not
I
to say
talked
anything?
about it before when you went there. I was like speaking to Sean, and I was like, I've been got this far with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She already gave an update for that. Yeah.
Yeah. My bad. My
Sorry.
bad.
Sorry.
No sweat. Yeah, we're gonna see the Kitty profile put into the once everything's merged together, that's going to go into her profile and be an external site, because that's also the idea. The larger picture, right, is getting these creators to follow some sort of economic model that I'm going to have Neon Space and them just help me with, right? Like so how do you get this on your profile, right? It's already built. It's available. I know how the meta programming is going to work, right? You as the user, you're like, yeah, I could use that, and I wanted to do A, B, and C. What do I need to do? What I initially had planned was staking some amount of LP token, right? So not NFTV, the actual token that you get when you stake to the LP, if y'all know what I'm talking about. If not, I can show you. Actually called NFTV Wax.
Yeah,
And
it's just the name of the two tokens which are together.
yeah. So yeah, if you look down here, there's NFTV Wax. So it's just a representation of what you've put into the pool.
It's basically you can say it's like the shares of the pool,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And so but you can move, like these are just token also, right? So everything a
these are
token can do, these can do also, which the plan is some arbitrary amount, right? Like let's say like $50 worth of it for 3 months, right? So it's staked, invested.
Yeah, you can lock it. Yeah, that's a very common thing where people lock the
Yeah. So you have to take $50 and you have to put it in, and you get it back after 3 months if you don't want the functionality anymore. Maybe it'll be some sliding. Like let's say maybe you only want a month. Maybe it'll be like $30 for 1 month, and like some kind of silly sliding scale. Whatever. The numbers aren't really important. What's important is that the LP is staying intact, and not only is it staying intact, but it's staying intact for X amount of time. And there's a lot that you can do with that as the holder of those tokens. You can do what banks do and go fucking gamble on the stock market with it and hope to get returns with other people's money. Obviously, you're going to want to be insured with that, or have a professional working with you on that, and not just going to the poker table with Jonah and betting your entire company's future on.
Man, Jonah's not that bad of a guy. Jesus Christ.
How do you don't know that? How do you know
It
that?
doesn't matter. He's done good. I mean, the whole asset standards here because of him, whole ecosystem here because of him. So yeah.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
All right, man. He's not
I'm
perfect.
holding a grudge, and I shouldn't hold a grudge because
Yeah,
you know
man.
what?
Careful when painting a picture of your enemy. You might be painting a picture of yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe I am the enemy. Um, can you tell about my? All of these statements are alleged. Yeah, I'm talking shit. Anyways, I don't know anything to be truth, but I do know that Jonah's is not a good person. So I do refute that. Anyway, the idea is that the tokens are locked up for a period of time, and hopefully that will create a healthy and sustainable ecosystem to whereas like because like right, so it took me like let's say a week to make this email thing, right? But now it's made and it's replicable and easy to do, and so I can make 100 of them, and it's not going to take a week to do each 100. It'll probably take maybe at the most maybe an hour to get it going. Like at most, it shouldn't even take that long. Users should be able to do it, and it should take no interaction whatsoever from me. And now, if that can lock up $50 in token for 3 months, that means that I have X amount. So let's say 100 people are like, yeah, like I'm on board with this. And so now they've locked up, $5,000. And now I could take that $5,000 and go find a competent dev to create the next thing and have that cycle just continue to like repeat. And so what I feel like you're doing, if you go back to like the adding value part, you're adding value in that these are things that are needed in the space. It's not limited to just even strictly code, like animations and graphics. Like pack art is something that I've noticed is like grossly missing from, or at least openly. Like try to find off of a stock photo website like pack photos, like imagery. Like I want to make it. Like I want to make a pack of cards. Like where do you go to get those packs? Like Kitty knows, she just makes them, and she makes them awesomely. And she should totally fucking make a few different varieties and sell them. But I couldn't find them for the life of me, and it was frustrating. And so that gives her an opportunity to put something out there that people need and could either buy outright in the form of a perpetually open drop that they themselves could reuse and resell, granting Kitty, perpetual royalties, or it's have that be some sort of perk. I'm not entirely sure of the economic model, but it's going to be something along those lines, and I don't think that it's going to be too hard to figure out what works and what doesn't. I think y'all will let me know what you think things are worth. I think Kaz and I diverge on what I think my view on what it is that people want and what can be provided is very unique. I don't think a lot of people will agree with me, but
what do you think people want, TD? What do you think the people
what's in it?
want?
What's in it for them is what they want. They like
Well,
what's in it for them.
I mean, they're buying a product, aren't they?
Yeah, but like not entertainment. Entertainment isn't one of them.
Of course it is, man. Here's what I think. I think, well, above all things that anyone could want, they want to be free of financial slavery. They want to be able to just live
agreed.
the life that they want. They want to not be rich, but they just want to not have to work and still live a very comfortable life. I think that's like if If you can,
Right.
that's like by far number one, I think, for most people. And then second of
Word.
that, it's like, well, life's short. I want to experience something fun. They want to experience something novel, experience something unique. So if you can offer that a good experience, you know, something for them to interact with, that's like a great thing as well. And I think that's something that's worth spending money on.
I can agree with both of those things. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's the, I don't know if that was a very good description of where, what the project, where the project is going. It'll make more sense, I think, as you see, like the next one that's coming out will be Metaforce, and it'll be kind of different because it'll be blending contracts and stuff, and I guess more of the same blending, but it'll be tokens. And then I know that Las Vegas Ape wants some like functionality that is offered on other websites, but like I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not worried that I'm stepping on anyone's toes, especially now that there's governance assistance and everybody's getting, you know, they didn't properly plan for their financial health of their businesses, and now are going with their tin can to Wax Labs to ask for support.
What's wrong with that? You don't like that?
What's wrong with that? No, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Nifty Blocks and NFT Hive saying we didn't make enough money. You know what happened? They learned a new word called insolvency, and they said, "Oh, wait a minute. The biggest mark, they don't have money. We don't have money. We need money.
I don't
We need
think
money
anyone
for our
has money these
reason."
days. I mean, fuck it.
Bro, yo, if Comic Hub never said insolvency, fucking NFT Hive would have never went and said, "Hey, I need 100K to fucking do what?"
Yeah,
Like,
but what difference does that make to
tell me
you? Right?
what is different now, and what's so scaled up? Like, I'm sure it's
Yeah,
going to be like,
but like,
fucking
what
10
difference does it
50
make to
projects
you?
that he's claiming. Like,
You know, if let's say
and
they
you
got
need
$1 million,
100.
right? What difference does that make to you?
Well, if I cared about the chain, it would be that they're taking the money that's supposed to be used for grants that's outlined and very specific what it's for, and they're violating that. That's why I would care. But since I don't, I don't really know how to answer that. Other than
Do you think that maybe you're more deserving of 100K grants? You know what I mean?
no, if I were, I would have applied for it, bro. I don't, you know, to
Yeah,
quote
I mean,
Sam,
it's like
we don't need that. It's dirty money.
you don't have their difficulties. You don't have their wins as well, right? You just I feel like it just doesn't make a
I'll
difference.
support
You know?
Chain
But
Champs. I think Jaws is going to submit one, and I think he should, because I think that they have an awesome marketplace that needs a couple devs to keep up on it. And so that would actually be like, you know, because and Nefty, I trust Nefty is going to do the right thing with their money, but for them to, especially after the bull run and their token, and like it's just
I mean,
business.
Nefty's only been good
mismanagement,
to me,
bro.
man. I can't say anything.
Yeah, no,
bad
me
about
and same. I'm not going to like badmouth
some
him,
of the
but
NFT Hive, you know, like I don't think anyone's undeserving of help.
NFT Hive is. I'm sorry. Go look at how much they've already taken from that pile. They fucking
Doesn't
that's
matter
their
though.
private little piggy bank. Yeah, it does matter, bro.
No, man, it doesn't matter.
The quality of product that's put out, it absolutely did. Man, if I were taking out, if we had a pool like of just as projects, right, that we were allowed to ask for, you know, money to help our project along, and you knew that I was taking money but not doing anything except gambling it or buying drugs or
But the thing is,
drinking
it's
it,
not your place,
whatever,
right? You're
you're
not
like,
the
"Oh, what
arbiter
the
here, right?
say again?"
You're not the arbiter. Like you're not the one who decrees what is a fair and unfair use, right? The way I look at it, it's like you're on an equal position
I
to
don't, and of
them.
course I don't have to.
They
It's
could
already
be
written
asking.
out. It's already been written out what it is in it for, and it clearly says what it is and it's for. And I'm telling you that I can't afford to pay my server bill isn't one of them. Do you know? Have you seen the proposals?
Yeah, I
Like
have,
what?
yeah.
and it's not that to you. It's not. I can't afford to pay for my fucking servers because they're too busy.
I mean, I can have an opinion, but it's not my place. Ultimately, it's their company, right? And if they got the help, well, then they got the help, right? What difference does it make to me?
Right? Why did we get into this? Why do I feel like people just like to argue with me? Am I wrong more often than I'm not wrong, or do I have such controversial
I don't know.
views that people feel like they need to be challenged?
I mean,
I just think
it's
other
not-
people's success isn't a reason to be upset, you know?
Who's successful?
It's not really the success thing. It's more of they have this thing which is going on, and they're trying to take up a grant which is more for development purposes and
Yeah,
not for this kind of stuff. So it's
maintaining a full
actually-
profit business.
Mhm. If they were doing a new project and wanting grant for that, it would be a totally different thing. At least that is my opinion. I mean,
If I'm not mistaken, the grants, and I swear I read it, but I asked Jaws about it, and he said no. But I thought they had to be not for profit projects. Like you couldn't even mention profit in your pitch. It had to be like you were asking for the grant so that you could sustain it without having to worry about it being wildly successful at first and then making enough for it to be sustainable long term. But
Right. Yeah, but I mean, in the end, it got approved. So I mean,
it got yeah. Why did it get approved? Do you think I could say, hey, I like, hey, we have it? Like, do you think that you get approved for 100K if you went and said, hey, I've been running Terraform for 2 years and I can't afford the server bills anymore.
well, if I think the thing I'm going to deliver is going to be of substantial value to the chain, then yeah, 100%.
I mean, it makes sense why they did it because
You don't think that your project is this in of itself? I do. You don't think that?
Not yet. I mean, I think like the proposal I'm going to make is for like the new asset standards. Once they get a bit more fleshed out, we need resources to develop it. All like a whole suite of smart contracts for them to integrate with.
Yeah, that's not what I'm
APIs and
asking.
stuff, right? So it's like
I'm
something like
asking
that
you.
where it's like a public tool. Like yeah, I think that'll 100% get accepted for a grant. Tommy recommended.
Okay, that's not what I was asking though. I'm asking
But
you.
no, as in its current state, I think Terraformers has not done enough for the space. No, definitely not yet. Yeah,
So
there's
why
like
does
some
it get?
new technology, but
So
I mean,
if
there
I
are
were to say,
users of NFT Hive. So if they are going down, or there's a chance for another, I would say, a marketplace going down just after the problems with Atomic Hub, it wouldn't look good on Wax.
yeah,
So
they're
it makes
they're
sense.
totally fucking taking advantage of the word insolvency. So, anyways, I don't want to talk about that anymore. Y'all are going to get your opportunity to create your own marketplaces, and I hope y'all make this inspires you and you look at how things work and you learn how things work, and then maybe some of you are coders, maybe some of you aren't, maybe a couple of you are, and the others got some really good ideas, and y'all get together and you make a fucking better marketplace than we already have in existence. And I was able to contribute to that in some small way by simply providing a user interface for a smart contract that should have been delivered from the fucking get-go rather than gatekeeped and hoarded and price gouged. But I digress. This will be available on everybody's profile when it's ready to go. This will be one of the things that I want to say will be free. I might have to put some sort of like limit restriction so it doesn't get abused, but I'm not sure yet. So I don't want to say free, but it will be. It should be available at least to the early testers, to everyone. And then the last thing.
If you can do it something like on the client side, then probably would be easier. I mean,
so this is something that Sean and Kitty and I have been playing around with. This is another thing that will become by default in everyone's profile. which the neatest thing about this is that every wallet that's signed into, whether it's every wallet that's gone to, whether it's signed into or not, will be a world. Ones that, like, if you were just to go to a wallet that hasn't been created yet, it would just be an empty world, and it would stay that way until the owner of the wallet signed in and started creating. But the coolest thing about them is you'll be able to do things like, let's say this is my little room here, and this is Sean's field, and I want to go over to Sean's field. And so I click on it, and now I'm over in Sean's field. I'm looking around at like his horses and shit that he's got out here. But I want to go back to either my place, or I can go over here to, this is Kaz's physics laboratory. I can go over here to, not only is this, I think this is actually public. Let me see. I think it is. Somebody go click on, does it let y'all in here? I'm curious to see if it does. I don't remember if it does or not. This is actually a third-party service. There's an open source SDK that I feel like right now might be a little more attractive, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm not opposed to using a third-party premium service or a open source that would require more maintenance and development. But are you in? So if I go back, what are you in? What room are you in?
I'm just joining in the physics room.
I'm in the main room.
Yeah, I can go back. Let's see.
Where are you guys at?
I just went into the room you were in.
Are we? How come it only says one visitor? I want to know. Oh, I know why. We're all in different versions of our room. I need to invite you this way. Yeah, my bad. Here and there. Yeah, y'all went to the wrong place. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's the query at the end, GM.
Yeah, you got to go into specifically into.
Yeah, if you don't do it, it creates a new session. Yeah.
But I'm hosting this. Why is it on? Hold on a second.
Yep, 5 visitors.
Oh, that one's got 5 visitors. 6 visitors. Where'd everybody go? So, anyways, there's some cool things that Kaz has shown me that I feel like we are applicable to usage here. I don't know how much you've played with Blockade Skybox since we first looked at it, Sean, but I do hope that this is something that
we did create that OP world, remember? And
let's create a world of buzzies that are kings. So yeah, kings with crowns that are kings. All right, that should be enough.
This is going to be weird for sure.
It's gonna fuck it up.
You're supposed to give it very long prompts. Like, remember?
I did. That's what you told me last time, and I gave it the longest prompt I can give it.
Yeah, that's small.
Oh, I see somebody in there. All right. I think you can change.
You're Mad Hatter, the OP.
If you go over here to settings, I think you can change it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a stupid name. So let me change my outfit here.
Where do I click?
Go to settings, and then on the top corner there
Oh, yeah.
should be.
Am I a different guy now?
You can select whatever you want.
Can y'all see me? Am I a different guy?
Yeah.
Anyways, this isn't super smooth, but I don't. Maybe because yeah, there you are. I feel like the open source version might be, but I don't know. I also know that this isn't on the best server either. It's very. I think this is even development. Things could definitely be optimized, and more so, what I want to be able to provide is like what my vision of what a metaverse should be, and it should be an entire world and space designed how you and your team or your community or whoever want to design it. It should come as a blank slate, and the 3D objects placed where you want, and the behaviors of the environment and all of that programmed the way that you want, and done in a way that doesn't require any skill set that you're not already used to playing with on the internet. Just dialogue boxes, drag and drop, check boxes, radio buttons, that kind of shit. And I believe all of that's very feasible. It's just probably going to be a little bit off, but we're gonna get there. Oh shit! So this, dude, I was very explicit about the goddamn crowns, and I don't see a crown anywhere.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Tell me how to get. I want fucking. Do I need to curse at them?
This one does not work well with cursing.
I want kings that are bees, honeybees.
So there's something known as a king and queen bee. So I think that
Honey
might cause an issue.
bee
You might want to say
king, not queens. Kings.
this is going to be fun. It's not going to give you the one which you want, probably.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is a panorama generator. This could help you design what the like the outer limits of your world, really far away, the areas that you can't get to without getting tired of walking that far.
Oh, this is an amazing one. So this is what a king is.
Okay, this was the worst demonstration ever. Am I logged in? Is what they give you? Okay,
You're not.
apparently I was not logged in. I'll give this one more chance under the premium.
So the thing is, you need to specify like what exactly you want, what art style you want, and what kind of background do you want it to have. Yeah, so it's going to be at least like 3-4 sentences. It won't do without that.
World with a honeycomb castle where a king whom
Should I make one for you?
is a
Should I make a prompt for you?
motherfucking bee lives.
Yeah, TD, thanks for having me here, man. I gotta jump out. I got some stuff I gotta get to.
Excellent.
I gotta go too.
Okay.
I was just waiting for
Thank
you
you
to.
all both for hanging out.
Yeah, for sure.
We really didn't touch on what we talked about pre, but that's okay. I can paraphrase if we get to it. We'll let this generate. We're going to run a quick rub fish, and I'll let y'all say goodbye to the audience, and then we'll get back more into the tokenomic structure and what that's going to look like.
Take care, guys. I'll catch you guys later. And thanks again for having me. All right.
Always, dude. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I'm out too, so I will speak to
Thank you,
everyone
Kitty.
later.
I'll speak to you soon. Yeah,
Kids to pick up.
yeah, you go get them.
Yeah. All right. Bye. Oh, look, I'm gonna have Halloween decorated place soon as well. It's gonna be
Nice.
fun. I can't wait.
Just
I've got
Where?
to film my life too. But all right, bye.
Bye.
When I can get out.
Mhm.
So the thing that I wanted to talk to Kaz about, who he has some experience with it. So I did mention that all of the paid NFTs, if you paid for them via a drop, which has been to date only 3, those will resume. They'll probably be more pack based, probably at a higher price point. And then also, obviously, the possum kitties are going to be on that list as well. So basically, the NFT Gamer TV non-ticket, like the ticket schema is going to be the only one that I think that it's excluded from the drip. Now, all of the others. What I want to do with those is I want you to be able to like power up, like put those into, like, let's say I have like Lex has like, I don't know, like 5 TDs and like 7 Sandies. Like I want him to be able to take his 5 TDs and 7 Sandies, or 4 TDs and 7 Sandies, and put them into 1 TD, or put them into 1 Sandy. But then on top of that, take all of his metaphors, all of his everything else, and put them all into it. And when I say put them into it, have it so that they don't show as the most recently transferred NFTs in your wallet on an Atomic or wherever, because most of them default to transferred latest. And I just know that if the requirement for something was 500 or 1,000, probably not going to do it, because I don't want my wallet just like, I want to have to page over 9 times just, to get past all the, and I know that there's filter ways to unfilter like the entire collection, but there's no granularity just to say like, hey, I still want to see the collection. I just don't want to see these 5 fucking hundred that I had to get because I wanted to get this bonus. And so if they were to just go somewhere else, I think it'd be better, and it would drive secondary market volume. It would drive sales for those projects like Metaphors, and get a lot of them off the market. And they would serve as like a booster, like they would augment. So you would want to try to maximize, and I guess there would have to be a ceiling on what you could maximize it to, or not. I'm not sure yet. But it's just a file folder structure really is what I'm talking about, where you choose which NFT is going to be the folder, and then you put all of the files into it. This way they're not being burned and destroyed, but they are kind of being taken out of circulation, so to speak. Maybe even have them locked for a certain period of time, like again, like maybe like 3 months or so. And if you ask me why, like Kaz did, like why I want to do that, like I don't know, and I don't have to know, because it's different. That's going to be if I don't have a direct answer, the answer is because it's different, because I haven't seen it. And here's what I know: I've seen a lot of shit, and nothing of it's worked. Like that's why we're here. So I'm of the opinion that it's okay at this point in time in Web3 for your excuse for doing something to be because it's different. Like, I think that it's okay to say that right now. Like, I really do. Like, have no fucking idea why you're doing something. And the only reason that you're doing it is because it hasn't been done and it's different. Like, I feel like as long as you're not doing something retarded, that it's okay. What do you guys think of that? What are your thoughts on that? I got to stop saying the R word, right?
Surely, but other than that, I mean,
Yeah, because I want to do it. Because I want to see. I want to see how it works. I want to see if it's. Yeah, I want to see how it's received. I want to see if there's benefits. I want to see what we can learn from it.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And so I think that there's a way. There's a proposal that was out for Ethereum. I think it was ERT6551, which is essentially what I just described. Are you familiar with these? That's the one that I got the idea from. I think that it could be done on Wax. I also think it could be simulated in a small group, like our VIPs. And so that's something that maybe the next 8 hours I decide that we're going to do. Maybe I break out the .tx wallets, and then I let y'all get your, your choice, some certain select group of people, which kind of is a perfect time to segue into the next. But maybe like our top VIPs or members, because they might not even be VIPs, to be honest with you. We're moving to so the drip is no longer going to rely on how many NFTs you have or the scarcity of those NFTs. That will still be relevant, but it's not going to be like the heaviest weighted metric when it comes to the NFTV that you're getting delivered. And what will be the most weighted and most important is, in a nutshell, how you interact and
the score,
how you interact. Yeah, so we're working on a score. I've always wanted to create a reputation score. I think that it needs to be named something different at this point in Web3, at least in NFTs. But the concept isn't any different.
You should scare them by saying the score, because they don't know what it means.
Yeah, the score is fine. Social credit is probably a bad way to, because I think that's been used in
the Chinese social.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So I want to avoid all of those, but that's basically what I'm talking about. The trust score is a huge step in the right direction. I'm not going to lean too heavily on it. In fact, I think the trust score might be just binary. It might just be like you either have a good one or a bad one.
Yeah, probably you want to make a cutoff, and from there we go ahead with deciding who gets in.
Yeah, I was telling them that like one of the things that will be checked is whether or not you have a burner email, and there actually is one. Like there's somebody who used a burner email, and there's just no excuse for there's no. And there will be an appeals process. And so if you feel like if you have a good enough excuse that you can convince me is true as to why you feel you have to use a burner email to log into our website, I'll listen to it. But I bet you that you probably...
I don't think a burner email is ever necessary, because you could create a Gmail or any other email service without your name. I mean, I have my Sean IOP 69 Gmail. That is,
you know what you're avoiding. IP tracking and all of the other things. Like you're doing something fucking wrong. Like, like you're doing something that
It's not even that.
is
I'm pretty sure they're just using it so that, like, if you have multiple accounts, like if you want to do a fraud, like basically you want to make 10 different NFT accounts which are connected to NFTG, and you want to automate that system. The easiest way to do use is a temp email. It's more of that. I'm pretty sure it's nothing to do with IP tracking or anything of those sorts.
temp. Why would a temp email help that?
I mean, it helps because what happens is when you log in via a different email, you get a different account on when you're logging in via that system, right? You could create multiple emails which are connected to the specific ones, like
Yeah, but they
let's say.
expire. All of those disposables expire after X amount of time.
Mhm.
That's bullshit. Like the only
Yeah,
reason you would have that is because you're doing something wrong.
yeah.
Who needs it? Who needs an email that has no ties to your actual in real life identity and expires and is no longer associated with you after
The
30
only
days?
time I
Somebody buying
use it
fucking
is when
guns
I
off
need
of the
to.
internet is what goes. Who's gonna?
The
I'm
only
not buying.
time I use such an email would be when I'm interacting with a site which I don't have trust on, which I don't trust. And
Right.
if you do not trust NFTG gear, I mean, if
Yeah,
you don't
right.
trust,
Then I don't trust you either.
then
Fuck you.
yep,
You're not getting an NFT. You can
yep,
have this piece of
exactly.
shit. So, um, yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad we arrived at the same conclusion there. So that's just an example of something that will put you on the ban list. And then we talked about that, but we didn't talk about what came after that. And so after that, there's going to be a low end pool, and the low end is going to be whatever it is that I decide the minimum. So it used to be half a wax, but that was back when wax was actually worth something. I don't know what, like there has to be a minimum, and it has to be a minimum that you're not going to be happy with. Like I just know that you're not going to be happy with it.
How
But
much?
in order for
How bad can it be? Because I find like I don't find a lot of wax. What people call a lot of wax, a lot of wax. You could.
what, let me ask the audience then, what do y'all feel is an inappropriately too low of a EV on something you get from the giveaway wallet? How low can I go without being an asshole and cheap?
I probably go something like, so I got this thing where it averages out to about uh, um it averages to about 20 wax, and the minimum goes to 3 to
From the
5 wax.
giveaway wallet?
Hmm. That's how I mine. That
From
is
our
mine.
giveaway wallet?
No, not yours. I mean my own as a streamer.
Okay, gotcha.
So anything under 3, I would say, would be really bad.
Anything under 3 wax?
Hmm. I mean, those are
Okay.
not bad. I would say those are the lower ones. I think you could keep
Yeah,
those
okay.
for the ones who
Yeah, and
are actually.
that's what now? 3 wax is 12 cents,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
anything
half a
below that,
wax was back when like wax was probably like
$1 maybe.
about yeah, like oh, why 5%, Lex?
5% of the ticket value would be a good floor. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. That would be.
Why not 20? Isn't that what the slot machines are? 80/20.
I mean, it depends on how much you want to. So it's all based on what is your biggest price. If your biggest price is very high, you don't need that big of um, I would say a minimum. But if the biggest a little bit lower, then it's slightly different.
That's a good point. So they're going to be siloed. It's going to be like, let's say, like from like 3 wax to 19 wax is going to be one pool. And then the next one's going to be from 20 to 100, something like that, right? And then the third one's going to be, 101 up, all the way up, right? And those probably aren't accurate numbers at all now that I think about it, but they're going to be treated as like a common, a rare, and a mythic, right? And there's going to be a base percentage across the board there. So let's call it, just for the sake of argument, like 70% for the commons, 25% for the rares, and 5% for the mythics. And now those odds are going to be dynamic based on your score, right? So, let's say a perfect score, if that's even attainable, will have flipped that. It would made it so that like common is 5%. Rare doesn't make sense to still be 25, I guess. So I don't know what I would do about that, but mythic would now be 70%, right? And so you have a much greater chance of pulling out of that pile. There are some restrictions that I'll need to put on, because, or maybe it's just a matter of adding another, like maybe like an XP or energy or something, just because like once somebody knows that they're pulling out of that pile, they're going to go nuts. They're going to go buy everything off of the secondary market and try to get tickets any way that they can and get people to give them theirs and split the sale and all kinds of shit. And so you're going to need
you can
make
do
sure
one thing.
that
You
there's
can make sure if someone is abusing the system in that way, so you can keep it so that people can't really, in fact, go ahead and keep redeeming. Like if you redeem once, you can only redeem like so every time you redeem, the time for redeeming increases until it resets. So something like that.
Tell me what it was, Lex.
Yeah,
I
even
don't remember
I'm
what it
interested
was.
in that. Interested in knowing what exactly Lex thinks about it.
I think the only thing that could work is like some sort of reset. So I don't want to give away too much of what, and I'll give you guys a little more time here to get into the grub, but we need to run this.
Okay.
The things
So
that we're
it's
going to be
like,
looking at, but there's going to be a lot of things that you probably aren't going to realize that we're even looking at. Well, we won't be looking at them. Our robot army will be looking at them.
yeah, what Lex said is a good idea, but the problem is, let's say someone won the best prize and then they can't redeem any of the other tokens for NFTs for a long while. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but yeah, there's always two sides. I mean, it's one of the better ways to do it.
Interesting. This makes me so mad that I can't copy paste. All right, let's run this. I still need to show you guys something about the token that you probably don't know. It's negative, and you're being negative, and I'm just kidding.
You mean guac? Or what? Something else?
No. I just
What exactly happened with guac? I didn't go ahead and check.
so I don't know. Pac-Man sent me some information. I need him more involved. Oh, and that file would be awesome for the parts in that JSON.
Oh yeah, I can send you that. It is super easy.
I tried to do it like Astro using all their new features, and then React Query, like, which I don't even think is even compatible. But I was like, I'm gonna force it, and like an idiot, I wasted like 30 minutes doing that. But,
I mean, you could just put it into Data IQ. Data IQ, yeah, Data IQ,
oh, I didn't know that. Let's see if
and
we can
then it would just produce you anything you want regarding it. Probably, yeah, or even
actually,
Power BI, probably. But I could just
you
put
go,
it in.
I'm not in.
Mhm. So, what do you want from that information? Like, what
I
kind
just
of?
need I just needed to get it over to my friend who's going to go through it for me,
Okay,
so that
so
way
do I
I don't have
export
to go
it to
through it.
something like an Excel?
That could work. Yeah, could you do that?
Yeah, it takes literally like I just export it. I take the JSON, parse it, and then convert it into
Yeah, I
Excel
know
template.
I was going to do it online, but when I do that, and if there's JSON in any of the fields, it fucks it all up.
No,
I
you don't need
just
JSON. You can either use Python or JavaScript. It
no,
works.
no. I meant like so you have the JSON file that has that's nested with other JSON with other objects, and you
Mhm.
use one of those online tools. Like it fucks it all up. It makes. I'll have to show it to you.
Got it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't need
it
that.
ruins it, and I just assumed that it was going to be that way. I don't know why I assumed that. Yeah,
It's
if you can turn it to CSV, that'd be perfect.
yeah, I can do
Because
that.
they're going to go through it because like I'm so late on it, but it has to get gone through. And
The the
yeah,
Telegram
like it
channel.
is. Yeah, just the data, like all that data needs to be read over and everything documented and then delivered. And if I do it, I just know that I don't have the self control to not like I'll reply to a message from like 4 months ago if
Yeah, makes
I
sense.
feel like it's like if you said something foul about somebody
Not a JSON
important to
beautifier. I
me.
think he just wants the
Yeah, like
data
I'm gonna
into a format which can be read by a normal person, not a tech person.
yeah, cool. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah, JSON beautifier is what I suggested.
Yeah, that does not convert it though. I'll convert it using some Python script. Should be much easier. I can write the script right now. So, so how is your day going now that Thierry is not here?
Yeah, the problem with JSON beautifier is this is a 300,000 row file.
Oh yeah, they cannot
You don't
handle
want to
this.
open like at
It's
all.
much easier to use something like um, directly a Python script or something like that.
Yeah. All right. So next thing. So guys, I told you LP tokens were going to be important. They're going to be important because that's how you are going to get functionalities, and it's going to be. I'm going to try to make it as limitless, as, at least with the smaller groups that we start with, as possible. I'm going to try to like kind of push and coach you guys. If you don't have ideas, like I'm just going to try to give you some ideas of ways that it could be used. Like, for example, like let's say that there's an arbitrage opportunity between a well, so like sometime like back in the day, there used to be this cogs drop that was like kind of hidden and open, but nobody knew it was really open. and it was a wax printer. Like I knew it was open, and I would go and buy it for 8 wax, and I listed it for 12, and it would fucking sell. And I would do them 8 at a time, just nonstop. And it would, it was just a money printer. And that's a terrible example because I use no data whatsoever to find that. But let's say, for example, that like required me knowing something about like how many were available, or maybe even the drop. I don't know. And I needed to query it. I don't know if y'all ever seen. Do any of you know how? Like, let's say if you wanted to see who owned all of an NFT, like whatever NFT it is, if you wanted to see who the owner was of every single one, without going to Atomic Hub and clicking through all of the pages that are there. Like, let's say you wanted it in a spreadsheet. You wanted that data, but then you wanted to do something more with that data. You wanted to get all of that, and then you wanted to see if they had another NFT in their wallet. So, like, let's say, show me everybody who has a taco VIP, but also has this NFT. Would y'all know how to do that? And I'm guessing
I mean,
probably.
people can do it with Atomic Hub, but yeah, I do know.
Right. But like, if you're not tech savvy, like, what are your options there
I mean, Atomic Hub has the option, right?
to do both? Did you hear what I said? Show me how to do both. Like that doesn't take like 3 hours. Like, so here was the criteria.
Tell me the criteria. Go ahead.
Everyone who owns a Taco VIP and either a TD original, like so one of the 88 originals.
Oh yeah, you
or
would have to use it
Mercedes.
manually to get each of those lists and then find the intersection. But yeah, it's possible. But it's
It
much
is
easier
possible,
with
but
jQuery.
yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And if there
Yeah,
was just a tool that could, because like, let's say I had to do a lot of those, like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I'm sure
definitely.
people are
Without
doing.
without querying it, I think it's a bad way to do it.
Right. That's kind of what I was getting at. And that functionality, as I'm sure you know, it's very, very simple to not only provide, but it's very simple to create a custom interface for. Like, it just is. You know what I mean? Like, I know I could do it in React in my sleep, pretty much. As far as like what the form would look like and how you fill out the variables and such. And I can make it look a lot better than like the API docs. And it's just things like those where, like, sometimes there's ARB opportunities between like the product of a blend and the cost of the NFTs to create the blend, right? So let's say like there's some blended item and that's selling for like 20 wax and it's selling for 20 wax regularly, but people don't realize that they can get the blending item like in the recipe for 15 wax, right?
Oh, I do check that. I normally do check that.
Right, you do because you're a genius, but does everybody? And like,
Yeah,
if there
most
was
people
this,
don't. Most
right,
people just look at the
right.
price, just get it.
And there's a lot of, I bet you there's a lot of opportunities being missed there. There
Oh
is,
yeah, I definitely. What I've seen is I've seen some NFTs go for a bit of money, and then I just see if it's craftable, and then I go craft it, and I just host them. Like sometimes those are free drops, and people don't know,
right,
and people are just or the free blends, and they are just messing around. Not it would have cost them 2 to 3 wax to make it, but they
right,
pay around 30, 40 to buy that crafted NFT.
right. So yeah, those types of things will be wide open for um sorry, I was confused there. That's the kind of shit that y'all will have access here soon, like very soon. And I'm going to do everything to encourage creators on all chains, not just Wax. This is definitely a multi-chain initiative. I know right now there's only Wax login. That's because it's cheap and like sandboxy and easy to test things on. But as I get more comfortable, more confident, it's going to move clearly to Matic and Binance and Ethereum and all of the other ones.
Got it.
And yeah, I want people to build whatever it is that they want and have the tools to build it. I was supposed to meet with Soul of the Cat today. Unfortunately,
She's online right now. I think she's streaming.
yeah. So we show you what we're not using specifically this package because I don't like it, but she is playing with. So I don't know if you knew this, but like she's built websites for some clients.
Yeah, Jade, right?
Are like
That's her
WYSIWYG
company.
ones, kind of like WordPress, like or like Wix, and
Yeah,
such.
similar.
And,
It's simplistic websites. I've seen those. Yeah.
right. And there's none that are Web3 compatible, right?
Yeah.
And there really still isn't. But that doesn't mean that it can't be done. In fact, I've already done it. I need to get it out there. I think that this is going to be part of how you edit. That's why on the Neon Space it doesn't have an edit yet, because I think I want to go through this open source platform that I found. I just haven't gotten the chance to play with it yet. But like all of this should be something like let's see. Where's just like the fucking demo at? It's like a Wix thing. I don't. Do y'all know what Wix is?
Yeah,
Like
the
the drag and
automatic
drop website builder.
drag and drop generator websites. Yeah.
Apparently, I have spaces. I didn't realize. This would be dope for Web3. This would
I
be
mean,
really
yeah. So the way how you can the implementation of WharfKit, as you have seen, is a bit complicated right now. If people could just drag and drop WharfKit logins and you could just connect it.
exactly, bro. Yeah, and I can do it. I know I can because I did it with the last one. And so if I can do it with the UAL, I know I can do it with WharfKit. And so it's just a matter of me getting the time to do that. But yeah, like that's the plan after. So the idea is not to tether you to NFTG indefinitely. Like it's in fact very much the opposite. Like I don't want Neon Space to have to send their users to our site all the time. I want them to go to their site. Like their users, they should be the ones benefiting from the DAUs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's how we all fucking win. Like if, I help you get there, and then by helping you get there, you're helping my project get recognition and noticed, and more people come. It's like it becomes this perpetual cycle that just it's like
It's
a
also
provide.
that not only that as well. Currently, the situation is that the Wax blockchain has a limiting factor where only you can see that mostly people who develop, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but devs are not great creative. I'm not all,
No,
but
they suck.
they suck at creativity. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the worst. But yet they talk shit. Like they know everything. They're the fucking worst the creative minds on the planet. They're so deficient in this one thing, but so excellent in another. And it's like they're like it would be like, I don't know. I won't insult them any longer. They're just know if you're a backend dev, just know how bad you are at something.
I mean, it's not only backend devs, even front-end devs are not that great, but
Yes, OP. That's going to be an option also. There's going to be like several different ways for you to like let's say like you're just not comfortable, like everything is the way that you want it and you're happy and you don't care that it's on our side. You can actually even mask the IP. Like I have no problem with just hosting it and like you putting a custom domain on it and it still being our site and it's being your domain. Like that's even feasible. There, yeah. There's a lots of ways to handle it. What else did I want to show you guys? You all have seen the Kitteeh one. I think y'all seen the Forsaken one. I don't know if this is actually working. It might not be. Let's see. But this is just another idea of how. This
oh
one might
yeah,
work.
this one. I remember this.
Yeah, how the email thing might work, right?
Mm-hmm.
This might be really loud. Hold on a second. Right. So one of the things that I don't
Why is
own
it interacting with something like?
Yeah, it's probably not pulling in like my real inventory.
There's an issue where, oh yeah, it worked. There's some issue where it is also calling in the MetaMask or the Phantom wallet.
Yeah, that's something else. So yeah, this is weird. This is definitely not my inventory, but I think I know whose it is. So let me go see if it changes if I go right here. I think it's hard coded. Huh. What happened there? Undefined is not valid JSON.
Hmm.
All right. Well, this was working at one point.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Oh yeah.
I want you to go out and kill.
Kill!
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. So this is murdered out. I had to think of something.
Oh yeah, this is the one where you either get nothing or you get
Yeah, which I think I am going to do. I'm not going to abuse likely that.
Mhm.
I think everything should have an opening video. I think it's a perfect opportunity for advertisements also.
Depends.
Especially
I mean,
on the free tickets. Yeah, fuck that, dude. You're getting something for free. You're watching
oh
fucking
yeah, for
30
free tickets, of course. Yeah. I mean,
hell yeah.
I mean, not for premium ones or for ones which you're creating for other people.
Right. Yeah, this one's finicky. I'll have to figure out why it's not playing it every time. But I did this a while back.
The trick to not see videos is have bad internet.
Oh, I bet you it's this. I had to reset my browser. That's right.
That worked.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Now I'm getting unauthorized. All right, whatever. Okay. So the score is going to be based on lots of factors. LP ownership is definitely going to be one of them. That goes without saying. That's why I've been stressing it. Let's go take a look at that. And there's going to be a number of value add behaviors, activities, behaviors really, actions, not necessarily activities, actions and behaviors that are viewed as positive, and it's going to be fair, as far as fair as I feel like I can make it, because when it comes down to it, it's me and Kitty and Sandy and the team and the core community members deciding what we feel like value means in terms of community members. Like, what makes you a valued member? Like, I mean, I can tell you what makes like Lex a valued member, and I can tell you what makes Farmer and Viper and Buzz and OP. I can tell you exactly what makes them all valued members, and they'll be recognized as such, because they'll be able to see this pretty soon. And everybody should, for the most part, be able to figure out, at least to some extent, what it is that's affecting their score. But I am going to do my best to
But there's no need
obfuscate.
to show exactly what is the scoring process, because then they would
Yeah,
tell you
no,
the
no, yeah. So what Lex is actually, yeah, no. So not actions, no. So no actions, as in, I don't know, commenting in a Twitch, asking a question. Actions, i.e., try transactions on the chain, something that was very clearly relevant to what was being discussed, would be a positive action in this scoring system, in this hypothetical. You'd probably need some pretty badass AI to be able to
Not
um,
really. So
tell them that it's like out of reach, and there's no way that we could possibly ever be doing that.
I mean, the AI thing is not really that hard to implement, because what's going to happen is most of these sentences or any of these things, they're either going to be emojis, or they're just going to be exclamation, the thing explode, or anything for people who
Right,
only care about the NFTs, right?
right. So yeah, so consequently, right. So like OP just commented, and it's relevant to the conversation. Now let's see. Let's say that
No, you
there
could
was
make it a
a,
black box, but the scores are public.
so I don't know about that though. I see. That's the thing. I don't know about that, because if you make the scores public, you can start to eliminate or identify. Like I can tell you that
Or you could
if
not
somebody
just
had a low score,
no,
I would
you
know
could not
why they had a low score.
you could make it such that you don't show the score, but you show the top ranked people or something like that, or the
Yeah,
blacklisted people.
possibly. I don't. Yeah, yeah. I agree with OP. I think that because you
Yeah,
shouldn't. You should. I don't think I'm going to tell you what your percentages are. Like, you're
yeah,
just going to
not
get
the
good
score
shit or not
itself,
good.
but probably something like the rank leaderboard, something like that.
We will definitely have leaderboards for things like LP and other things. And yes,
Mhm.
those leaderboards likely will have
Yeah,
an
that is
impact
also
on the
true.
score overall. But the overall score is going to have things in it that y'all haven't even thought of. But it's things that, like, unfortunately, I had to start with the negative ones because, well, because they're the hardest, really. The good ones, they're easy. Are you a member of the Discord? Do you, I think, fuck, I really don't want to have to do this, but Kitty might have fucking convinced me to. Um, I'm still undecided as right now, and I will make a decision on it in the next 7 hours, I guess. I don't want to, though. So if we take a look at the leaderboard, which is public, so I went through and I eliminated the people that I don't like. None of that, everybody here should be on it. But like when I look at the top 10, I see
So
in the
if you
top
look
10,
at
I
the
see
entire history, it
people
could
who
be a
have
little bit
not.
skewed. You might want to also check in if there are
Say that
people
again.
who are active. You might also want to see monthly
Right, that's
active.
exactly where I was going with this, right? And so she's like, "You should just reset it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like, I don't want to." And this is gonna sound super selfish, but like, I don't want to reset it because of my
You don't need
discrepancy.
to reset it. You could make it such that every X amount of days, like let's say every week or every month, you just see the change in the score, and then you're able to calculate. Like you can see the score, right? You can see the score on
Mm,
the right hand side of your name. So you could
yeah,
just see that and identify. It's
right.
just a
And
simple
okay, it's
bookkeeping
not so
thing.
much about like how much above I am everybody else. It's more of like I don't expect anybody to be at that level, right? Because nobody's
Mhm.
ever going to be as invested in your project as you. So I understand
Definitely.
that, right? Without a doubt, I understand that. Um, but it gives me a frame of reference at least. It gives me a frame of reference so that like yo, you're not even fucking half of what I have been putting in, or you're not even a quarter or an eighth or 10th, or you know what I mean? And like there, at least there's a frame of reference. I
Mhm.
don't think that I could like what got me to that pace. I don't think I could keep like I haven't kept that up.
The
Uh,
problem is you cannot just use this because there are a lot of
no, no,
people
no,
who are
no.
introverts.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it could be widely abused. This is, in fact, I probably won't use this
This
much
would
at all.
probably be the least rewarding.
Yeah,
What I think is
agreed.
better than taking into account these things, looking into the account like the old people, like the people who are already there from
Well,
the
the
start.
data that you have already delivered to me,
Mhm.
like that's what I. Yeah, like that's the kind of shit that I want to look at.
Yeah,
And I don't
you
know what
want
kind
to
of
probably
cadence.
see that the person is active and is and do not want to reward. See, the thing is,
What are
some
they
people
saying?
might
Not
chat
only
in
are
like,
they commenting, but what are they saying is what's important.
yeah, exactly, and that can be easily analyzed because uh, most people would try to game it if they were given the opportunity to do so.
Right.
So the thing is, you
Yeah,
would
like the Shing
probably
thing.
want to limit it so that uh, it's just a binary, like you're active or not, you're not active. And there is a system where we check for the
Well,
messages
yeah.
are.
So there's a purge 30 days, which I
You don't
asked
need to use the
somebody.
purge 30 days because I got the system where uh, we can track whatever amount we want from the current day. Why do you need me
Uh,
six?
well, I want to kick people out of the server. To be honest with
No,
you,
no, I'm not talking about kicking people out of the server. I mean for analytics, for the analytics, because
why do I
if
need it?
you,
I,
uh,
we- to be honest with you, I don't know. We bought it because we there was a service or two that Nostalgeek wanted off of it, and then I just paid
so
for it
there
every month.
might be something in the premium
There's
service where
definitely new
it
shit here,
allows
and
for.
somebody definitely needs to step up, and if they want to be a Discord V6 liaison to find fun shit in here to do, because there's a lot of new stuff. Um,
Mhm. I think that the thing is that the premium service, if they do have the option to filter by months, that would be great. The person to be not seeing anything else. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
so
not.
this is
Yep.
so busking. This is how we started with it, and I don't want to tell you which channels that we started with, but you're right. That's 100%. That's accurate, and we're aware of that. Uh, um,
Yeah, there are some
100%.
some places where it is counted, where it's not counted. The type of messages are also important. It's not just
Yeah,
number of messages.
and it's what it's called the sentiment analysis, and AI is particularly good at it.
You don't even need sentiment analysis. You just need to see whether this the sentence which is said, like even if it's
Uh-huh.
positive or negative, it's a valid sentence, or is it just non-contextual garbage?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've never seen metrics in E6. There has to be a weight that can be a multiplier. Yeah. 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 So all of the weights and everything, like it's going to be very rudimentary to start. I mean, just because it's going to be moving, it's going to be very fluid, because y'all are going to be very involved, and this is the first you're even hearing of it. And in order for me to uh, keep things compartmentalized as far as like what information is shared with whom, because there's definitely some stuff that like I just don't want y'all knowing that like it's even being looked at. Um, Not because it shouldn't be looked at, just because like you have to just keep things siloed, because
Mhm.
otherwise,
Definitely.
eventually, somebody's going to, and then eventually somebody has the fucking entire picture. Uh,
Mhm.
um, and
Yeah, also the black box is important because if we want to make changes to it, and
yeah, you don't want
people,
people getting all pissed off and whatever.
Mhm.
Um, One of the things that I do want to implement, and I wish there was an easy way to do it with Discord emojis, but I was talking to Sean about it, like there isn't, to my knowledge, a way. But I would love it if there were a way for you to have like a special some special star like emoji that you were given like maybe 3 per week, and you could add to whoever's post you really enjoyed, and that person, like, you had to give it to somebody else, and maybe you couldn't give it to the same person twice in a row. Some other rules
I
that make
mean, I
sure
mean, what we can do is we can do one simple thing, which is allow for them to react, but only count the first one for the day.
interesting.
I mean, you only get one vote. If you would vote multiple times, it doesn't really matter because we'll ignore the rest. If you want it to,
And then to say if you don't pay attention to the rules, and then like you lose. So yeah, like you could be like, hey, you only get 3, but we can't control how many you use. So if you're a dumbass and you keep doing 4
oh yeah,
every
if you
week,
keep doing more
you're
than, I
gonna
mean,
lose one of them for a
yeah.
week until you
Mhm.
figure out how to count the fucking 3 again,
Mhm.
and then you'll get it back. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
I mean, if it's just instead of one, he does two, that's still okay. That, I mean, that's a normal mistake when people do it because it could have been.
Yeah, dude.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that. So that's going to be another thing, because that's the direction that I want the VIP channel to move. Um, there's probably going to be some major changes being made with that as well, as well as a purge, and it might even be renamed. I'm not sure yet. I'll talk to you guys about that. But it's our most popular channel, and it has our best people in it. Um, and I don't necessarily, and there's a lot of people who only comment there, not in Grand Sani, which is fine. I'm not complaining about that. Um, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I just don't know if it's fine. Is it good? Is it not good? I don't know, and I would love input on that, because
Hmm.
like I legit have no idea, but I know that there has to be an answer to it. It's like it's either not good, or it's either like indifferent, or it's good, bad, something. I just don't know which one it is.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and so, but as far as adding, so then it's going to be, so the score that you have um, can be impacted by um, a referral system, which is going to be an interesting type of referral system. Like your score is going to be tethered not only to your referral, and the better that your referral does, the better that you do, but by also vice versa, right? So
Right.
and I don't know exactly how I'm going to work that out, but it's almost going to be like some kind of like weird multi-level marketing type referral system that's based off of the behaviors. And the bottom line is this, right? Like, they say you judge a man by the people he hangs out with or by his friends. And I can tell you that in my lifetime, that was very accurate. If you looked at who my friends were, you had a very accurate portrait of the type of person I was at that time. Right now, I hang around with you guys, and that's pretty much it. And so I feel like that's an accurate representation of the type of person that I am right now. And high school was completely different than my 20s, and then my 40s were completely different than my 30s. It just is.
Yeah, it's always like that.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. And so that said, who you bring in, if you're a good person, then you're probably going to be bringing good people in. And I know that I'm not supposed to say that, like, so the objective is that we all fucking do well financially, but make no mistake about it. Like, I know that that's not Kaz's goal, but I know that I can't write it, and I probably shouldn't say it, but I know what my fucking goals are. And, I just have to go out and make them happen. And then I don't have to say anything. Actions will speak way louder. But, I think we got some cool things coming. Between the metaverse stuff that Sean's helping with. I know that I've not necessarily rekindled. I don't think that was the right word, but maybe it's okay. A relationship that was non-existent with Consumer Break and their troubles with NFTopia. I think that there's a huge opportunity for us to help them out there, and hopefully that does happen, because I feel like there's a lot of good that could come of that. And let's see, Kitty I think she mentioned that she's working on a possum game.
Yeah,
at
she
some
did.
time
She
in
did
the
talk
very
about
near,
it.
yeah, and at some time in the very near future. After, so the C3 site is going to get a redesign next, but I am going to circle back to the G30 app at some point here, and yeah, we're gonna be putting things out there. I know that things are moving slowly. They are, and I wish that weren't the case, but they are moving, and I feel like once we get over a couple of humps, like the giveaway ticket system working again, that will drive some excitement. Sandy's going to try to get us a pile of money from this Binance project that he's close with. That's why he's going to Costa Rica tomorrow. If that happens, who knows where we are in a few months, because that would be amazing. What is GSS?
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, yeah. All right, let's run one more. This is going long, and I probably need to go also. Okay, most important things. Paid for NFT Gamer TV or Architect entities will continue to get a drip of some sort. It likely will not be the same rate as before. but they will continue to get something. The non-NFTG collection ones will be modifiers in some manner to the NFTG ones. But there will be some process that you will need to undergo, likely sending it to a wallet, like staking to a wallet, but I'm not sure yet. So give me some time to figure that one out. I kind of want to talk with you all about that. Those are the major things. Right away, we're definitely shifting to a performance-based drip, and it'll be formalized. It'll be very clear how it is. If you want more tokens, there will be at least some options for you to opt into to get them. It might not be a ton of them, but things like sharing tweets will be automated, so that way, y'all don't have to worry about me missing all of those fucking payments that I probably missed. There will likely be like bounties for work that needs to be done. And so anybody with skill sets, there will be bounties up on that. And then there'll just be just airdrops and distributions just based on being a good fucking person and a positive contributor and somebody that people want to be around and engage with, period. And somebody that makes other people feel good being around. That's positive, because to be honest with you, you can find you can commiserate. Commiserating is the same thing as what I just said, but that's not what we're going to reward. We're going to reward the opposite of that. So, and those amounts are to be determined. Most important thing that I didn't tell you guys. So let's see where we are. So I don't like what this looks like at all. And here's why I don't like it. Because I'm in first place is the first reason why I don't like it. And that is not going to last. Probably not through the night. Which is going to be tricky because somebody needs, unless Kitteeh is okay with not being in 4 anymore, but I don't know.
I mean, you could do one thing, which is lock all your tokens into a contract. I mean, those kind of stuff can be done.
So the majority of mine's getting distributed out, but it's getting distributed out as the LP token. I already sent a test transaction on it to make sure that it shows up where it needs to show up. But what I don't like is as I scroll down here, I recognize some wallets, and I'm super proud and happy of the ones that I see. And then as I go a little further, I start to see ones that I have a huge respect for, but they're not higher, and they should be. And I don't know why, and I don't care why they're not higher.
I mean,
I'm going to make them higher because they deserve. Like Cash Money deserves to be higher. He's actively doing things to push the alien.
Some people might
and
not have enough.
Definitely deserves to be higher, and I don't know why he's not, but he's going to be. And there's one, like, this fucking person doesn't even deserve to be on here. Fuck them. Like, what are they doing on this list? It's ridiculous.
Wait, isn't that your wallet?
Yeah. Yeah. this one is a joke and should be banned from it. You know, Katorian deserves to be higher. Is a regular contributor to Taco
I
Tuesday.
mean, that's the reason why there is both.
Coloring
what do you
Jake
say?
definitely deserves to be much higher. Is one of the best additions to our server, and you know,
Yeah.
however many months it's been. And there's
Yeah,
some
that
other
is
ones
why
that I look at, and I'm just. And where did you say you were at? You were like 14. Like,
I was 13. Yeah,
where are you at?
13, number 13, LBAQW.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's not okay. And so, I may look at this and say where I want people to be, and they might just end up there, and I might just end up outside of wherever it is that they all are, and I'll be okay with that. Because I think the token contract should be first anyway. Sam is kind of being managed by Jack, so I'm not going to fuck with that one without talking with him. But you know, my 20K wax, which is actually 30K, if you look at my balance, it could be as high as that if I needed it to be. Very well might be distributed across several accounts as a end of epic or like roundup and thank you and whatnot, and with no strings attached. Also, if you feel like you just want to close the LP out and cash it out, that's the one thing that y'all, if you don't know this about me, I think I've said this saying several times: give without remembering, receive without forgetting. It's very much something that I try to live by. And it's really easy to do when like you have a shitty memory. Like it's so easy. The give without remembering, it's super easy. The other part, not so much. But when you look at something in aggregate, I don't feel like it's necessarily the same. It's guided by the same rules. And I had gone into my PayPal, and I think I shared this somewhere, and I said it made me feel bad, and it did, and it was super selfish, and I understand it was selfish. I also understand why I felt the way I did. It's because of mismanaged. Well, my expectations were managed. If they were, they weren't managed, I'd be probably a lot angrier. Fuck. But
Yeah, I mean,
you know, there was this. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but like I looked at my personal PayPal's payments to Twitch. Did y'all see what that was?
Yeah.
And it was like 2 years, but it was a long time. But regardless of how long it's been, care if it was 20 years, it wasn't a huge amount of money. It certainly wasn't a small amount of money. And it was never, like, not a single dime of it was ever distributed with any expectation of reciprocity, right? Because that's just not how I work, right? As soon as I give you something, as soon as it leaves my hands, I have no control and no expectations over it. It's yours to do whatever you want with it. But like I said, in aggregate, I feel like that changes just a little bit, because it's no longer about one person, right? It's not about like what you did. It's about what everybody did or didn't do, or what I'm doing, Why am I doing this? And it just made me feel bad. And it has a lot to do with that feeling is kind of what's guiding this epic's, like, the main thing, right? Like, I'm a firm believer that if you want repetitive good behaviors, like, you have to, like, we're primal beings. We're stupid dogs, really. Like, and if you want us to fetch the stick, you need to pat us on the head when we bring it back. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I do. I mean, yeah.
that's exactly, if you want a behavior, you have to reward it. That's just that simple. And it doesn't
I
have to
mean, it's not
necessarily
a
be,
necessary thing, but yeah, I do understand what you mean.
yeah, well, it doesn't have to be like monetary. Like, just saying fucking thank you sometimes is like the reward, right? Or people aren't paying attention anymore. Exclamation epic too, you motherfuckers. Probably tired of hearing me talk. I'm tired of hearing me talk.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, we can talk later as well. It's not an it doesn't have to be on cam.
yeah. We'll get the drip started back up, performance based. There's going to be definitely a way for you to encourage others to be the model, right? There's going to be a few. There's going to be a few people in the community that, like, they're going to be rewarded and pushed up in the LP, and I'm going to make a big deal about it because I'm going to call it out. People like Stefano are going to be like, you know, like, I don't even know where they are in the LP. I don't even think top 200, but they're going to be, because Stefano's the fucking model of positivity. Find me a fucking a post from him anywhere, and I understand there's a language barrier, and I understand that, like, he's probably like just spamming sometimes, right? Like, just saying hi because for whatever reason. You know, I know him and his situation pretty well, and I've been involved in it for some time now, and I I, uh, I have nothing negative to say about Stefano. Only good things, and um, that will be a model of what I would say is what a positive contributor looks like
Yeah,
with a
definitely.
limited financial scope, right?
Mhm.
Because you could be a lot fucking different with a limited financial scope. You could be you know, like a Hatter or some of these other just shit bags that are just around and just fucking are burst. You know what I mean? It's fucking angry that everything they were here so early. They spent so much fucking money on this. Look how much I spent on my wallet, but then have nothing to show for yourself, and now just trash every single fucking project that you feel is responsible for your poor decisions or your lack of the ability to have it, you know, ridden the bull wave up, right? Those
Mhm.
people
For sure.
are
Yeah.
like the negative, like, and you could be like Stefano
I
could be like,
mean, yeah.
could be mad about being living in Venezuela, like this, you know, um, having
Yeah,
this
it's a
shit,
common
in,
thing.
right?
Like I've seen a lot of people who believe that there's never going to be something like a bear market. They never plan for those kind of things. They just go ahead, invest whatever they like, and then they do no research on it. They just go ahead, put everything they have all in at the height of the yep, height of all these things in terms of the top of crypto, and then cry when they did no
Right.
research on the projects themselves. And
Yeah,
whenever a
yeah,
new project comes in, they go ahead, they're like,
yeah,
oh, I got scammed by these projects. This has to be like this. I need to tell people to be hating on every project I see.
right.
Yeah,
Mike
I've seen those
120
people.
is another one that isn't. I don't know where they are in the LP, but that's going to change. And I'm leaving out other important parts, right? So Connect 3 is a very integral part. I don't know if y'all noticed that on every except for that one, of course, for some reason. But,
Yeah, I don't know why that's broken, but yeah.
like if we look on this one here, down the bottom right, powered by C3.
Mhm.
I believe the same was true. So this is the Kitteeh site, right? And so all of this again, like if you're a PFP project owner, I don't know if you have you seen this. I think it's pretty impressive. It wasn't easy to
Is
do.
the inventory, is the top people fixed? Is that thing the data fetching? I thought that was broken
Hell yeah,
from the
bro!
bottom.
Shit, look at it here. This is on fleek, bro. It's on fire. Look at that. Boom. Drop it in there.
Yeah,
Right.
it's super
So
nice that you can
this
just
is
click
this
on the
is
render.
444 images, right?
Mhm.
But it's not 444. It's actually only 4 images that are really long that have a invisible box that is measured and has data. Like it's all very tricky. But here's the thing: like those boxes, like I shouldn't have all of those boxes because there's a even more complicated way to do it. That's even more optimized, and so that's going to be next. But for the time being,
Mhm.
there's nobody who has 444 fucking images scrolling that are all clickable with all individual data.
Yeah, that was actually
Yeah,
impressive. I was wondering how you did that, but then I saw it here.
yeah. And so this is the kind of thing that, like, if you have a PFP project, like it's like you can have this on your creator profile, or you can have this data table, right? That
Is the bottom one working? The one on the bottom?
no, so because I broke this with
Oh
I
yeah.
broke
I was
recently.
wondering
I
because
broke them
it was
all
not
recently.
working for
They
me.
they will be they will be so everything's getting merged together, and then like
Mhm.
this is just one of the things that I left out last. One of the things that the profiles will also have is a search bar that you can toggle between wallet or username, and
Mhm.
it'll search our database. Like if you put in the wallet, it'll give you back whatever username it might have, whether that be a Twitter username, a Discord username, or something public, right? So because there's a lot of public information out there that's just not aggregated. A wallet address isn't private personal information. Neither is a Twitch, Twitter, or Discord username. And I
Mhm.
will argue anybody on that to the death. The emails associated with them are, but the names themselves are not. And so and it's super valuable for the community, especially streamers, to be able to quickly identify like who's this wallet, um and that's going to be something that's available. And I had to make sure that I had all of my data right, and that's
Mhm.
what broke this, and that's why it's broken. But
Probably, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like this will be like this is something that you know PFP projects, especially the leaderboard. Like if you remember what that looked like it was dope. It had the usernames and their avatars, not just the wallet. And it um, showed the top 40 and has, it was just very customized. And that's the kind of shit that I want to be able to provide to any PFP project that either
Yeah.
wants it on their website or uh, they're not tech savvy and they don't care. Like some people might be like, fuck TD. I heard he's a fucking drug addict and a steroid user and criminal and kills people and I would never support this project, so I would never put my project on his website. Like that's fine, but you know what? Like it's not just me over here. It's Kitty and Sandy and the whole community. And So like maybe you are okay with using the project and or the project services and exporting out the
I
functionality
mean,
to
people
you know what I
people
mean?
drive Tesla cars even though Elon is not great with employees. I mean, everyone knows that fact, but so it's not people
Right,
don't
right,
really
right,
care.
right. Yeah. I hear you. There's going to be options, is where I was going with that. Uh, um, and so you know, if you for whatever reason, if you don't like, you don't want to contribute to the daily active users of NFTG.TV, that's not the objective. So there's going to be a way for you to not do that, if that makes sense. A lot of projects or freemium models, like Builder, for example, like this was one of them. Like this was one of the major turnoffs for me, was what's called white labeling, which is a super racist term, but maybe it's not. But the front
I
end,
have no
or
idea. I'm not gonna comment. I have no idea.
so like this right here, this is not my logo. This is their
Mhm.
logo, right?
Yeah, it is.
And if my users of this software, even though I'm paying for it, right? Like let's say I signed up for the premium model, um, even though I'm paying for the premium model, I can't take this down. This has to stay up. And it has to show as a builder.io product unless I sign up for the enterprise plan, which if I show you the fucking pricing, like quite absurd.
Okay.
$39 per user per month.
Well, is that the one, or the enterprise is custom pricing, so even more, I guess.
Yeah. And so monthly, yo, that's ridiculous. Like this is not like users as in like people managing your team. This is
Definitely not.
people. Yeah, bro. Like that's ridiculous.
I would
Basic is
assume
kind of
for
ridiculous.
them, each website would be a user.
Right. Exactly. Right.
So
Exactly.
that is crazy for.
And I have to and on top of this bill, you're getting free advertising. Like
Oh
get the
yeah, you
fuck.
cannot remove the builder thing unless you
Yeah,
use the
you
enterprise
only
version.
can get it. You can only get the embed and white labeling with the custom. And like
Mhm.
for those reasons, I would never use this service. Like that's like it's extortion. It's ridiculous. I
I'm
don't
pretty
like. I won't
sure
even
something
drive around
like
in a used car with like
this.
the dealership's bump like license plate frame. Like you're crazy.
Yeah,
So
makes
anyway,
sense. Yeah.
I can't use that one, but there's one that I found that doesn't have that. So anyway, all right, last grubfish. Let's go. I don't know what I'm leaving out. Probably C3 is going to be very involved with everything.
Mhm. It's exclamation epoch, not TD.
Yeah.
Play. Sorry. But
In fact, the objective is to make it so that y'all become happy and like, that you need to use the services because your product or idea has become so successful that um, you know your options are you can no longer use public infrastructure. You're past that, and so now your options are either like run your own node, which takes substantial technical acumen and finances, or
play
you
the
go
relay.
you go with the middle option where
Mhm.
um, you can still just operate as a 1 or 2 or 3 person project, and you don't need the whole fucking IT department that runs the blockchain nodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Whoops, I started too early. Uh-huh.
He fooled you.
Yeah, so I asked Wapaka if he had a little calculator. I need to figure out. I know Jack knows how to do it, so sometime between now and 8 a.m., I'm gonna figure out. I think maybe Kitty and I are gonna hop on a call later, and we're gonna go through our little judgmental list of who we like and who we don't like, and we're gonna figure out how much latitude there is to move the people that we feel like need to be moved in the LP. And you might just wake up in the morning and find that you're substantially higher than you were previously. I know that we've talked some about what we consider to be most valuable, and I can tell
I don't
you
think
that
we need to tell every single thing. It
now,
would be actually better not to.
yeah, I was just gonna say I can tell you that all of you in here have like pretty much checked every box. For I can't, yeah, like I don't see anybody in here.
Hmm.
I can't see everybody that's in here, but the ones that are in here are my favorite people, and I love you all.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got. Let me get back to work. If you guys have questions, you know where to find me. Sorry for being AFK. That's going to continue for a little bit, but once this thing gets rolling, I feel like I don't need to switch because it'll be more how do I do this in Q&A type answering type of stuff that I'll need to do. And yeah, there's other cool things that are coming that I want to tell you all about, but I don't want to set myself up for failure if they're not ready.
Yeah,
So
I think we should. Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be like I'm gonna fucking finish this. You're gonna be testing this in the next few hours. I promise you that. You could test
I'm
it right
sleeping,
now.
man. I am not testing it.
I just need say again.
I was joking about. I will be sleeping then.
Okay. I thought I told this to cut off at 6. If you have tickets, you will be, I guess, I don't know, drawing from some pool. I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's theoretically ready to go now. It's just I haven't tied the video in yet, and that's what I want to do because I want to make sure that the video starts and ends when it's supposed to, and skips if you choose to skip it, and yet
I'll
still.
also send you the thing which converts your image, extracts
Yeah.
the information from an image and makes that the
Yeah,
one.
please, thank you. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
And then for right now, like the scores that we're talking about, like that's not going to be implemented. I'm probably just going to tap a few of you and say, hey, or I'll probably just ping VIP. Like if you're in VIP, like you're probably not a dickhead. Maybe I'll prune it first and then I'll ping it. I don't know. We'll see. I love you guys. I'll find somewhere for you to go. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Late.